reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Good morning, San Antonio. How we doing? Let's go. It is Friday. Yay. That's right, baby. We've made it to the end. Amen.
Dude, you're fired up.
Hey, bro, what day is it, Rob?
It's Friday.
Friday. You gotta get down on Friday.
Oh, there's a
Right,
song
Vic?
there. There's a song in there.
Everybody gets down on Friday. Oh, gosh, you're ruining my vibe. Come on.
That's more appropriate.
I'm getting over it. I'm feeling better, but still.
Yeah, this is the first day Victor hasn't been green in a week.
That's true. Well, I'm glad to see he's not dead, but don't kill my vibe about Friday. Come on, baby.
I'm trying to just level you out.
Come on. It's finally Friday. Yes. Welcome in. This is the Morning Huddle, in case you're unaware, in case you've stumbled on us by mistake.
If not, carry on. Go about your day.
Run!
We're kind of like your first beer. Remember, what was the old radio host used to talk about that? Listen to the show. It's kind of like your very first beer. First beer, kind of like, why do people drink this?
It's funny that
By the end of your second one, you're like, this is not bad.
Did someone famous say that?
I honestly think it was Jim Rome that said our show's like your first beer.
It's funny. I didn't know that because so this is I'm going to give a fact about AJ Hoffman and my sports radio career.
Uh-oh.
Before I started doing sports radio in 2004, I had never listened to a single minute of sports talk radio in my life.
Well, there wasn't a whole lot to listen to.
I didn't know how it was supposed to sound. Right. So when I started doing it, it just sounded like I wanted this, like I wanted a show to sound. I never had any intentions of getting into sports radio. Like it kind of happened. But I had no sports radio influences, so I don't know this stuff like that. But then when I worked in Houston, my co-host there said something similar. He's like,
"That's Jim Rome," and I had that when I first got hired because there was no frame of reference, and I started about 5 years before you did, and this is the dawn of sports talk radio.
Yeah,
it had just really been percolating in New York with Mad Dog and Francesa. They had their own thing going, but as
what?
And so, as that was going up in the Northeast, and it was kind of birthing up in New York and Boston, and there was sports talk kind of going. Concurrently, up in Dallas, there was a station called The Ticket.
Uh-huh.
And The Ticket was really, as New York had their flavor of sports talk, and The Ticket really began the guy talk idea, where it wasn't just 100% sports like it was up there. It was kind of everybody's life sitting around at a bar. So, and that was when sports talk was just coming together. The late 90s is really when it all began. So we were all trying to figure it out. None of us knew what was, because we knew that just sitting talking Sports Center stats was boring.
Yeah.
But we all didn't know how to get past it until some of us just decided, well, we're just going to do a radio show. We're going to do radio that happens to have some sports in it. And I think that's when it began to kind of the venue itself began to flourish because, God, we didn't want to listen to crying, angry fan all the time.
Who wants
and
that?
We didn't want the deep baseball stats. I didn't want everybody's war. I mean, and so we had to find our way. And that really is how the ones that like us that have survived were the ones that decided we can't just sit here and talk stats for 3 hours, man. It's like listening to paint dry.
Yeah,
I mean it's just
tough,
awful,
man.
So we found our way, and here we sit.
But yeah, my co-host, I didn't realize that, and R.I.P. to him. He stole that from Jim Rome.
Yeah,
you tell me.
When I was funny. I was having this conversation with Famous James, who cut his teeth calling into an old radio show that first started back here in San Antonio about the time I did. Name was the Papa Joe Chevalier. Remember him? Have you ever heard that name?
No.
He
That's like Papa Joe. This is the Papa Joe radio show here.
He was out of Chicago or Cincinnati, and then there was the fabulous.
It was Chicago.
Sportsman.
I'm out of here from Chicago. I'm going to the Cubbies game tonight.
It wasn't. It was caller driven, but this is back when this all started. I mean, these are the ones that started it, and the fabulous Sports Babe. So those were the first two. No, she was mid-50s who'd been smoking for about 30 years and sounded like she sounded like Marge. Yeah,
Sports babe.
So
here.
when I first got hired, I had to go.
Sports babe sounds like Vic.
Oh, so I flew out and sat in a room with Jim Rome, Papa Joe, and Nancy was her name.
Sports babe.
And they talked about what sports talk radio was with my brother and I as we began. They described well, this is how you do it.
Let me teach you a lesson, Rob.
You got to talk to him, and you got to do. So that was probably 99.
And if you want insight from the players, sometimes you got to give them the old.
You couldn't get players. Players didn't come on the radio.
The sports babe could get the players because of the,
No, there just wasn't. There wasn't much. All you had was newspaper writers.
Right.
That was it.
Yeah. So that was my when I first started. My first thought was, who wants to talk to all these the guy before me was like the game they're playing this team. He wants to talk to the beat reporter from
That's all there was.
Milwaukee, and I'm like, who cares about that guy? I don't know that guy. I don't care what he says.
And they're going to give you the same stats I can pull out of the newspaper. I don't need anything. So that's why I think we still sit here.
Maybe so. Maybe that's why Jim Rome is a dying breed.
Well, the dude's still hanging on.
The pimp in the box.
He's the pimp. I mean, he hadn't changed his shtick in 30 years, but
No, we ran. My show actually ran Jim Rome out of town in Houston.
Well, I did tour stops with him for a couple years.
He was like the king of Houston. For
he was
a long
the king
time.
of all. I mean, he was the only one. He was the flavor. He was the first of. He was the Colin before there was Colin.
Yeah,
and before there was Colin, there was Jim Rome, and I guess Francesa still held on in Mad Dog for a long, long time.
Yeah,
there weren't a lot of national stuff.
We did a funeral show for Jim Rome in Houston. They took him off the air.
I actually worked with.
We whooped his ass.
I was on
belt to ass, baby.
I was. We were both syndicated by the same company,
so
I kind of worked with him.
Okay, so you weren't putting on funeral shows.
No, normally in a lot of markets I open for him.
Okay, all right. Well, I hope you weren't on in Houston.
No, we weren't on in Houston. We weren't on in Houston.
Okay, good.
We were on Sunday nights though.
Oh, okay. Oh,
anyway, it doesn't matter. Onward and upward.
We digress.
We do.
We digress.
History.
What a weekend of sporting matches we've got ahead
Best
of us.
Football weekend of the year. Enjoy it.
Oh, we've got 4 games. They're all intriguing in their own special ways. And on top of that, we're now only a handful of days away from the national championship of collegiate football. That's right. The Indiana Hoosiers are playing for a national championship in football.
Have you seen the ticket sales?
No.
The ticket prices?
Oh, it's $4,000 to get in the door.
I mean, part of that is, Miami's playing on their home field.
Oh, yeah, it's Miami, so dollar values are tripled. So,
but
I couldn't believe the ticket prices.
Are we at $4,000 now? I saw like the cheapest was at 3,200 36 hours ago. And I'm imagining it's going up.
Let me look at the update here. Hold on. But
I'm trying to think. If I had said, you bet me $20, and if I'm right, or if you're right, I'll give you $1,000. If I'm right, you give me 20. And I said, in your lifetime, before you die, Indiana football will never play for a national championship. Would you have risked $20
Absolutely.
for that?
Who wouldn't?
I don't know that I would have. I would have,
like 5 years ago, 3 years ago. You wouldn't have taken that bet.
I would have never thought in a million years that Indiana football would play for a national title.
They're a perfect storm. A lot of things had to happen for this to happen, and it's the shift in how college athletics is funded and paid, and Indiana is and Tech too, but Indiana now stands alone as this is how the modern college football world works.
Yeah. Like if I said, okay, you got 50 to 1, or I guess it's 500 to 1, that Kentucky football will win a national title in my lifetime.
Well, I think the odds have certainly gotten better.
Duke football.
I think the odds still remain really high because it's not just one thing that has to happen. You have to have the right coach. You have to have the right players. You have to have the right.
It's a
schedule.
miracle, Rob.
It is. It's a miracle because you had to have 3, 4, 5 things all line up. But it's easier for those things to line up now than it's ever been before.
Yeah.
So I do think the likelihood of Kentucky's winning a national championship has increased. It's still, 150 to 1. It's still nearly impossible. But yeah, right coach, right amount of money, 1 year. Man, it can happen. All you got to do is win 12 games.
Yeah.
So I think the likelihood has increased, but it's still, there's only 50 schools that really have a shot, and really only 10 that can say it.
Indiana was never one of those 50.
Never.
This is like Wake Forest football winning a national championship.
It's, yeah.
It's crazy. Like if someone had said, "Oh, in 5 years, Indiana football will play for a national title," I would have said, "You're out of your mind. It's impossible."
You have to have a portal availability where you have a bunch of dudes that have played a whole bunch of football that all have, you have to have that. You have to have the money to pay them. You have to have a coach that's got something canned and unique that is really setting the world on fire. You have to be in a conference that allows you the freedom of winning these games and getting the credit for it. You have to have some other things happen for you, and all of those things have happened for Indiana in the last 2 years. If you were going to tell me the likelihood of Kentucky fighting for 2 possible championships 2 years in a row, now we're getting into the infinitesimal numbers. I can get 1 year, but for Indiana to now do it twice?
So since 2014, when they started having an official, like a playoff, the most unlikely, well, I guess, we can go back even further to like the BCS championship games.
Well, Cincinnati made the Final Four 1 year. I mean, there's been some teams that have pretended.
I think the most, because the BCS started in like 98, like my senior year of high school. So let's go back to there. Since then, I think the only other time where it's even been close
to like an upset
to
crazy team.
like a team that like it's like really they're there is TCU, and TCU got, they got beat 65-7, but that's as close as it gets. And TCU seems less far fetched.
And TCU seems like that they were never even considered. I go back further to where I remember when there was just the vote. You had the AP and the UPI, and there was a year where BYU.
Yeah,
like, what? Or Tulane. There was a year Tulane was a national champion. Those were because of the way it was decided, was never given much credit.
Right.
Even though those from Tulane still talking, well, I don't know why you're talking about Indiana. Remember when we did stuff like that? We didn't give it the credit because it was just a vote. Indiana won their way through it.
Well,
it's no asterisk. There wasn't it wasn't a beauty contest.
I mean,
they made the Final Four last year or the Final 8, and this year, here they sit again. The likelihood of Kentucky doing that, no.
But Tulane was playing in a conference that it was
exactly.
And they went 12-0 playing against like St. Mary's College for the
That's
poor.
why I say you have to be in a conference that gives you the credit for the wins you get.
Yeah, the times have changed, and I'd say like probably around the 80s we figured out that these conferences are not all created equal.
Well, it was it was
maybe
in the 80s. It was the 90s.
BYU won. I guess they were probably an independent then. Maybe they were the Mountain West.
No, they were part
of
the Mountain West. That was when the
the WAC
with
who knows what it was back then. But
local boys at quarterback.
Yeah, but like now the idea of a team coming out of nowhere and doing that is just so far fetched. And like I said, TCU did it 3-4 years ago, and like TCU playing for a national championship was like, man, did you ever think you'd see that in your life? But TCU had to have I don't know, significantly better odds of being in this position than Indiana did.
Absolutely.
Like Indiana was one of the worst programs in college football for my whole life.
Yes.
Like my whole life, they've never been good.
No.
Ever.
No. I mean, they broke a record that I think was set in '67. They hadn't done anything since the late '50s. So yeah, they're
the only other time I can think of a team that made this kind of noise that was like this significantly bad for Baylor football was really bad like when I was a kid.
But they weren't so bad when I was. So it wasn't that surprising when Briles was doing what he was doing.
Maybe it would be like Rice winning a national title.
It'd be, but I know even Rice in its day, coming out of the Southwest Conference had some years. Indiana never had years. I mean, they were always a basketball school. And if they did have a year, it was a one-off miracle that is still celebrated 50 years later. So no, it's as crazy as, well, I mean, you could look at Vanderbilt and go, that's a pretty good story.
That's
true.
They
didn't make it to the heights, but for the last couple of years, they're also representative of how modern college football works. No team is 3 deep anymore. They are 1.5 deep.
Yeah.
And there's a lot of good dudes playing at a lot of different schools.
Well, not long, friends, until we see Wake Forest Demon Deacons playing for a national championship. Pumbaa says national championship on a Monday night never feels right. Well,
that's what we do.
I mean, what's the alternative?
Well, I mean, that's what we do. It's always been that.
The alternative is
Should be on a Saturday.
And put it up against the NFL game where no one will watch it. I mean, what are you going to do?
No, play the NFL earlier.
What?
12.
It's what we do. It is Monday night. It has always been Monday night. It is.
It has to be.
I know it feels
weird,
weird, but that's what we do.
It's the only way people will watch it. It's
Well,
like,
I think that'd be the one thing if I'm an NFL. If I had to go against the national championship game, that's where I'd schedule the Texans. I'd schedule the smallest market team with its least fan base.
I don't know, man.
College football is national championship will pull over a semifinal.
No, it won't.
And it won't take all their audience, but it would. They would be done for the NFL.
Miami versus Indiana would beat out an NFL divisional game?
Indiana,
I don't think even close.
I think this Indiana story's got legs. Now, not every year, but this Indiana story, there's a lot of people talking about this miracle. And I think by the time we get there Monday, it's going to be a huge story. But no, it's always been Monday. There's never been a thought of competition.
Yeah.
It's Monday.
They don't want to split that audience either way, but no, I just don't think. I think the audience would be diminished greatly.
Oh, it would be
if they went up against an NFL team.
But the NFL would suffer a minute too, and why? Why would you even lose one when we won all 3?
But that's also the NFL also gets to say, here's when our games are. Figure it out. I mean, it's like what they're telling the NBA now with Christmas. Like, oh yeah, we're gonna play here. You want to go up against it? Cool. Good luck.
And when this began, NFL wasn't as giant as it is now. But because we play our championship game on Monday night. It's just what we do.
Well, I don't know. When they started having an official championship game, you could argue the NFL was big enough.
They've always been the biggest bear in the jungle. But the idea of going against them with a national championship game, no, that needs to be set apart because even the NFL wants to watch it.
And I like it because I wanted to sit around and nothing else going on that night. I want to watch that.
Yeah, so I mean, we're football fans. Why double it up? It'd be dumb.
All right, we got a lot to talk about today. Let's start. We're going to get into the football deep. We're going to go into every game pretty heavy, but I want to start with Los Spurs, so we'll do that on the other side. Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you head into your early morning commute, we are in good shape. No major incidents going on. We do have that ongoing road work at 35 southbound, Eisenhower to Rittemans, taking up a right lane. 1604 westbound, I-10 over to 281 is going to take you about 20 minutes to get through. 1604 eastbound, Bandera Road to I-10, that's 5 minutes. A 5-minute ride along 281 southbound, 1604 over to Wurzbach Parkway. And I-10 eastbound, 410 to 1604, 5 minutes. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
This right here, this is a call to the ones who don't back down, to the risk takers who defied the warnings, to the ones who lost sleep in pursuit of a dream, to all the nut jobs who mortgaged the house, and the crazies who bet the farm to start up a business. We want to be your next partner. Because no matter how far you've come, or how much you've grown, there's always the next chapter, the next level. And now, there's the next rodeo. The Next Rodeo is a creative partner that brings world-class thinking to companies with grit, heart, and hustle. Companies just like yours. The Next Rodeo. The difference between the business you have and the business you want is one great idea. Get the full story at thenextrodeo.com.
The football playoffs are here, and Underdog is the best place to get in on all the gridiron action. You can make picks and win money right now here in Texas, and it is so easy. You pick your favorite players. Are they going to go higher or lower on their stats? Touchdowns, rushing yards, receptions, whatever. You get it right, you could win up to 5,000 times your cash. And I think there's some great opportunities right now because we know some of these teams really care. Some of these teams really don't care. So some of these star players, you expect maybe they'll go out and play a couple snaps and be done for the day. Maybe look at some lowers on them. Maybe take some hires on some of the backup guys you think will get some run. Either way, there's always plenty of action to be had on Underdog. What are you waiting for? Download the app today. Use promo code Alamo. You'll get $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code Alamo. Underdog. Make picks and win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Cold and flu season has arrived. You can trust Exergen's new TAT 2000C Plus thermometer to give you accurate and reliable temperature readings for the whole family with just a gentle forehead scan. And right now, the new Exergen TAT 2000C Plus is available on Amazon for less than $20.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
I like this. Who's this?
Who is this? Who is this, Vic?
Collective Soul.
Oh, really?
Okay.
A B-side. I like it. These guys are going to be good. Wait a minute.
That's funny. I normally think Collective Soul sucks. But actually,
Maybe that's why I didn't recognize this. It's a B-side. Deep Cuts with Vic Brown.
That's right. Got them all.
Yeah, I don't know this song, but I like it.
What?
Yeah, I like it.
Okay.
That's the best way to miss me is be a band that I generally hate and release a good song kind of undercover.
Okay.
If it doesn't get if it never gets played anywhere, and if I already assume you suck, I'm not going to search you out. In Collective Soul, I think they suck, so I don't search them out.
I don't know the band.
What was their biggest hit? Collective Soul.
Oh, I can't remember. I have a bunch of their songs.
Well, that's
they do a song called Shine. I think is their biggest hit.
Yeah.
I'm sure I've heard it.
They have a good song that came out when I was maybe right after high school called Heavy. But that was like I thought it was
that was in '99.
I thought that was their only good song. What's this song called?
This one is
our other good one.
Yeah, Counting the Days.
Yeah, I never heard this. All right. This must have come. This for sure came out like mid to late 2000s.
Let me see. 2004.
Yeah. This is the sound of the era.
You get it all right here.
That's right. That's right. Right here on 94.1, San Antonio's Rockstar. Oh, Collective Soul did. 'Cause it's the world I know.
Oh, God.
Your sister world.
Oh, there we go.
Ugh. That's why when they came out with that heavy song, I was like, wow, that's weird. These guys suck. Why'd they make this cool song? But I don't know. I mean, maybe they're not as bad as I thought they were. Josh says that guy sounds like AJ. Well, I mean, maybe that's what they were going for. I bet that's what they're like.
They wanted to sound like that sports radio guy?
When they started their band, they were like, I've got an idea.
Yeah.
I've got an idea. It's a moneymaker.
You don't want to. We don't want any radio play.
Oh, come on. I get radio play every day, Rob. What are you talking about?
We don't want airplay. We want the deep cuts only.
Yeah.
We want people questioning who we really are when they play.
Rob says things only to hurt me. I know that's why he only says them to hurt me.
I say things to protect you.
Yeah. Like when Rob comes in here with a bad haircut, I don't say anything. I wait till he says, I'm not crazy about my haircut.
I'll be the first one to admit the bad haircut.
Me,
happens.
I'm like, I hype Rob up.
But see,
Rob tears me down.
The sad thing is, at least I can get a bad haircut.
Well, that's true. That's true. I can't get a haircut. But, I mean, you get discounted ones because of your elderly affliction.
They asked.
Oh, yeah.
I get the senior discount.
Senior cuts.
Man, you're lucky.
All right, enough bashing on each other. Let's the Spurs get a 119-101 win. They are dreadful in the fourth quarter again. Luckily,
bunch of backups. Luckily,
the third quarter was one of those kind of walk-off home runs that you don't really need to play in the fourth quarter.
Holy cow! Talk about. Well, first of all, I feel so bad for Giannis. Let's just begin this
because
I thought Luka was alone the other night when Luka came with a bunch of stiffs with the Laker jerseys on.
What kind of money did they give to Miles Turner?
Not too much, I can tell you that.
He was a ghost last night.
He's a stiff, and that team is disinterested. Doc Rivers is just a dude standing on the side. Giannis can check in and out at his leisure. That team is a mess. A mess.
Yeah. There's not much going on for them. I mean, Giannis, he
did all he could.
He looked okay. He looked a little disinterested.
Keep in mind, Kuzma hit 5 threes in the first half, and they were still down by 30.
Yeah.
I mean, that team sucks. So don't take anything other than that was a slump buster.
Yep.
And it was well needed. I mean, Harrison got to see 2 threes fall through that I watched, so we got to see a little of that. We saw Steph Castle decide, you know what, I can't shoot very well. I'm going to go to the rim, and it worked.
Good move.
And we watched Victor just dismantle everybody but Giannis. Now, when Giannis was on him, things didn't happen the way Victor wanted. But everybody else, he just destroyed. He was hot from outside. It opened the game up. De'Aaron was a consistent, if not perfect or good shooter. He was persistent and got the buckets required. So, yeah, it was an upward tick after losing 2 games. But, one game was a coin flip. If they held on for a couple minutes, they win, and they get boat raced on the third of a road trip against the best team in the NBA.
Yeah.
So I'm not going to hold a lot against them. It's just good to get some continuity. I mean, at least we got the same starting lineup for 2 straight days, and that was nice.
Yeah, I found out last night that I found out that Amir Coffey was still in the NBA.
Oh, there's several dudes that walked out that you go, oh.
It was first Giannis's brother. I didn't know he was still on the team.
Oh yeah.
Amir Coffey and the kid that played at UConn, Andre Jackson.
I didn't even see him play.
They all played. I didn't know any of them were still in the league, much less on the Bucks. I didn't know they existed, and then it's like, oh, here they are.
Giannis has every right to bitch and complain. There's nothing there.
It's bad. It's bad. I mean, there are some people in the world who think Kevin Porter Jr. is good at basketball. I don't count myself amongst them.
He's not a bad basketball player. He's a bad dude. There's a difference. I mean, he can ball. He should be. Remember his first year in Houston? Until he went back to being Kevin Porter Jr. He's got talent, but the fact that he's there tells you a lot about Milwaukee.
Well, Kevin Porter Jr. last night 0 for 9 from the field. He was about as bad as could be.
That whole team sucks, man.
And Miles Turner, it was such a big deal for Miles Turner to leave Indiana. And, I mean, I imagine that they must have just money whipped him.
No, they didn't. He got about what the qualifier was from Indiana was going to give him. I mean, he didn't get a big raise. He just got a different jersey.
Jeez. And, again, I haven't watched a whole lot of Bucs games this year, but if last night was what they've been getting out of Miles Turner, they got ripped off.
They're terrible. So taking that into account, that's what you do to terrible teams at home.
Yeah.
You put your foot on the throat and you play till the beginning of the fourth and let your backups play.
It was nice to see the resurgence of Dylan Harper. Looked like the Dylan that we saw. I mean, I'd like him to not shoot 3-pointers like that, but for the most part, I saw a lot to like out of Dylan. I saw the good Luke Cornett. I saw some positivity out of De'Aaron Fox that I hadn't seen in a while.
Persistent. And
you mentioned even Harrison saw a couple threes go down. So it was a pretty good day all around. We got to see that Kelly Olynyk still exists. He still has a jersey.
But I left before he got in. I left about 5 minutes into about 6 minutes into the third.
McLaughlin got some run late. I think the only guy who didn't get on the floor was Biyombo. But everybody else got out there, got to kick it around a little bit, and just a one-sided ass whooping of a game. That's like you said. This is the way you're supposed to treat a team like this, and maybe the best thing about it was the Bucks at least have this. I mean, they have a superstar, so you have to take them somewhat seriously, because we've seen the Spurs against teams that they're not taking seriously blow games like these, even at home. So I think at least having that star power on the floor, because remember they didn't take the Blazers seriously when they came into town. They didn't take the Jazz seriously when they came into town, and they lost those games. I think at least this way they took the Bucks seriously and they handled their business. And it was a good sign for
everybody.
These Spurs.
Stepped up. Keldon didn't have a particularly good night. I mean, but he hustles so much. He makes a big difference. But at 7 points weren't required. He didn't need to get much more than that, and he provided effort other places. Did Sohan ever get in?
Yeah.
So he got some fourth quarter minutes?
You got about 10 minutes, 10 or 11 minutes.
So I don't know what the circumstance was, but when Wemby went out, he has that collision underneath with Giannis, and then he gets up and then he runs off the court. I don't know how much they showed on camera.
They showed a little. I thought he was having like some kind of an equipment malfunction.
I couldn't tell whether it was a cramp or equipment or whatever. Wemby gets up and runs out. They call a timeout. So all the Spurs are in a huddle. A ball boy runs back in, or one of the GA assistant guys, one of the Spurs dudes runs to the locker room. You know what? One of the coaches sent Sohan back to go get him.
Yeah.
Well, let me just tell you, as a guy who used to sit on the bench, when the coach tells you just to leave the bench, like, don't you think you might need me, coach? No, you're good, man. Go check on Wemby. They sent Sohan back to the locker room, not an assistant coach. No, Jeremy, you're not going to be getting in. Are you sure you want me to go to the locker room, coach? You might need me. I'm ready. No, you're good. Jeremy, you're good this first half. You can go. You can go ahead and take off your shorts. But so they sent him back to check on Wemby. I don't know what the circumstances were, but he left the bench to go to the locker room.
Well,
shows you how far down the bench Jeremy truly is.
Oh, yeah.
That you can literally send a dude that's ready to play. Once we get started, when you get back, we'll worry about it. But no, you're good. Go check on Wemby. That's the best thing you can do for our team right now, is to get further away from the court.
Yeah. Let's take a break. We'll talk about the game coming up for the Spurs this weekend on the other side. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you head into your early morning commute, we are in good shape. No major incidents going on. We do have that ongoing road work at 35 southbound, Eisenhower to Rittemans, taking up a right lane. 1604 westbound, I-10 over to 281 is going to take you about 20 minutes to get through. 1604 eastbound, Bandera Road to I-10, that's 5 minutes. A 5-minute ride along 281 southbound, 1604 over to Wurzbach Parkway. And I-10 eastbound, 410 to 1604, 5 minutes. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at thecrohn'scolitisfoundation.org.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Boy, I got to tell you, I love your show because it's so educational. I learn something every week. I was shopping about a month ago. Yeah. I bought a pineapple, and somebody tried to mount me in all three at Sam's Club, and I didn't know what was going on. Oh, my God. Worse than that, last summer, I bought a guava, and I can't even talk about what happened.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Listen to the John Clay Wolf Show, Saturday morning at 8 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you get arrested, get out of jail fast by calling AA Best Bail Bonds, 210-225-2121. Text BAIL to 474747 or online at mybestbailbonds.com. You don't have to call attorneys or anybody else. Don't be forced into a PR bond. If the jail offers you one, make sure you understand the conditions before accepting it. AA Best Bail Bonds. Nobody beats their price. They have payment plans. Call 210-225-2121 or mybestbailbonds.com.
License number 149.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, well, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. The needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-888-5226. 800-888-5226. 800-888-5226.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at tsaog.com.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, we're going to react to a big game inside the Frost Bank Center, Spurs and Bucks.
The bald guys.
Yeah.
Balded guys. Plus, it's a huge playoff weekend. We'll preview all 4 of the matchups.
Lots to talk about. Don't miss it. The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. The NFL lives right here. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
And I miss you, AJ. I do, in fact, miss you.
Oh, thank you. I'm back. How much do you miss me?
A lot. I don't know any other lyrics than that one.
Like the desert missed the rain?
That's it. That's how much I miss you. See, I just remember that part. Back in my day, this was a jam. If this was on, I had an expensive drink.
Yeah.
Something I spent way too much money on.
I picture Rob like Christian Bale in American Psycho.
That's it.
Yeah.
Looking like a lion overlooking the
like this.
the Kalahari.
Mick, like this.
Yeah. Sitting in my booth, looking for the slowest.
Hey, what's up, man?
The slowest wildebeest.
He does this
the one with the one with a broken heel and just a little bit of a smudged lipstick.
Yeah. Come on over here, baby.
Come on over here. The slow one at the watering hole. Which one you gonna get?
the fat girl in the bridal shower.
It's about 1:30. The lights are gonna come on in about 15 minutes.
Yeah, the fat girl at the bridal at the bachelorette party.
Yeah. Yeah.
Vic's like, ooh.
No.
Did you see she's not wearing shoes?
I don't wait till the end of the night. I'm there first thing.
Well, when I was flat broke and you'd show up at 1 o'clock by one drink.
Oh yeah.
And wait in the parking lot when everybody.
Who's left?
Who's stumbling out?
Who's left? Hey, you got to take what you can get, man.
Oh.
Everybody needs some loving.
All right.
I got the one that looks like she's been crying.
First of all, why did the Bucks? The Cream City thing we've already kind of addressed. Why did the Bucks wear that on the road? That's even worse.
The whole thing about Milwaukee, I'm telling you, the franchise is in a mess. Can you imagine? You're going to work. You are a highly paid millionaire who wears designer clothes. You get photos taken of you on your walk-in, and you walk into your locker room, and you're putting on a shirt that says Cream City. Like, oh, yeah, I'm real proud. You know, my girl's out there. My mom's
crazy,
in the stadium.
man.
They're going to take a picture of me.
On the road, too. Like, at home, at least, like, maybe the fans think it's, I don't know, your fans would probably think it's cooler than anybody else's.
Well, who thinks Milwaukee is Cream City?
I've never heard such a thing before these jerseys came out. But it's crazy now that that they're wearing them on the road is even wilder to me. But either way, I digress on
the uniform itself
Cream City.
It's not an ugly uniform.
No, it's not.
It's the cream.
Why can't it just say Bucks?
Yeah, just do that in Beer City
or Milwaukee. I don't know, like
whatever. Well, maybe that's the official slogan of Milwaukee, and they're stuck with it. They need a focus group.
I would change that in a hurry. Okay, so the Spurs now. Oh, you know what? We'll talk about the Spurs next game in the next break. But you had the story of Wemby going bald.
This is what Keldon's rendition of how this happened was. He decided yesterday he was going to shave his head, or at least said it in the locker room. Like, I'm going to shave my head. And Wemby said, no, you're not. And he said, yeah, I think I'm going to shave my head. And Wemby goes, well, if you do it, I'll do it. And Wemby just grabbed clippers sitting in the locker room and just went right at it. Buzzed the front of his head, so he was committed. So they ended up looking like they'd cut each other's hair. My theory was one of them was giving the other a haircut and screwed it up.
Okay.
You know, I've seen that happen.
Oh,
I've actually seen one guy give another guy a haircut, and it was so bad that he had to shave his head, and he made the dude that made the mistake shave his head, too.
Yeah.
So my thought was one was giving the other a haircut and went, oops. So they both had to shave their head, one in retribution and one just to save what would have been a tragic cut.
If that had happened on the road, I would believe
I thought it might have happened on the road because we hadn't seen him. I just saw him.
Oh, that's true.
So I saw him. Maybe it was like on the plane on the way home, or something.
I feel like that would be something that happens on like an extended road trip because when you're at home, you've got your barber.
Right.
You know what I mean?
So I thought maybe that was it, but no, it's just a bunch of kids goofing around in the locker room. I'm all for it.
Yeah. Well, and it worked.
It did work. Now, it didn't particularly work for them. Don't tell me. There's a lot of looks that work for Wemby. I mean, he cuts a striking figure at 7', whatever it is.
Yes.
But skinny and bald is not the best one for him. If he was just the slightest color green, he's an alien.
Yeah.
I mean, the alien thing. And so I guess he's all in on that. Maybe he's got a photo shoot going. And Keldon, big body's enough.
Yeah.
There's a lot of skin going on there. It's not a good look for either.
I don't know. I mean, I thought they both looked all right.
Well, part of it is, when you first cut your hair, your head's green.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just doesn't have the same color as the rest of your body.
It's not tan.
It's not tan, and even brothers have tans, so you could tell both their heads are kind of green. It's a rough look. They look like they just got out of some sort of confinement.
Honestly,
deloused.
I wish that one of the guys who did that was either Steph Castle or Devin Vassell, because their hair is so similar.
Yes.
That when if you watch from our seats at the game and they're on the other end of the floor, you're not sure who did what. So I wish that one of them would have a different hairstyle.
Who would look better bald? Steph?
Ooh. That's a tough call.
Maybe when he gets back.
I'll go.
He'll cut his hair. No.
I think they should just play one-on-one for it.
That'd be it. For charity.
Yeah.
Locks for love, or whatever it is.
And then we'll see what Devin Vassell looks like when he's bald.
I would wear one of their dreads. I'll put on their dreads.
They should, yeah.
I'll culturally appropriate.
I'll wear it as a necklace.
Well, I mean, I'm here to help.
Yeah. All right. When we come back, we're going to look at this the game coming up this weekend against the Minnesota Timberwolves. See if the Spurs can stay hot. It's the Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The College Football National Championship game is Monday, and the best place to watch is at the Roo Pub at 281 and Redland Road.
Get there early. The Blitz will be broadcasting live from 2 to 6. Come hungry. The food is fantastic, and for many, you are going to be off, so make a day out of it. Miami is taking on Indiana, and you know the best place to watch any big game is at the Roo Pub.
Just down from the Big Blind, right next to the Angry Elephant, 281 and Redland Road. We'll see you at the Roo.
I'm Ed Evans, CEO of Consumer Cellular. No, we're not one of the big guys. Truth is, we don't want to be. If you're over 50, Big Wireless probably has you paying for more data than you might need. You could be throwing away thousands over a lifetime.
Our entry-level data plans start at just $20 a month. And for a limited time, switch and get your second month free. Call 1-888-FREEDOM, visit consumercellular.com or a store near you and get your second month free today. Plans include $5 credit for auto pay and e-billing. See site for additional details.
Flight by Yingling is the next generation of light beer. For those who don't follow trends, but craft them. Flight by Yingling is 12 ounces of uncompromised refreshment from America's oldest brewery. With only 2.6 grams of carbs and 95 calories, this is premium refreshment 6 generations in the making. Don't just raise a glass, raise the bar. Flight by Yingling. Available wherever beer is sold. DG Yingling & Son Incorporated, Pottsville, Pennsylvania. Please enjoy responsibly.
You like saving money, right? We all do. That's why Allstate just lowered the price of car insurance. Not, but wait, there's a catch. Lower. Actually lower. So if you're shopping around or just want to see how much you could save, check Allstate first for a new lower auto rate that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Celebrate the 17th annual Pork Rind Appreciation Day with PorkRinds.com and NFL legend Devin Hester. We're teaming up to support the Gridiron Greats Assistance Fund, helping retired players get the medical care they deserve. Want to get in the game? Visit PorkRinds.com to play their Crunch Time Hero game and enter daily to win a trip to the 2027 big game in LA, plus a year's supply of pork rinds. Grab the perfect low-carb snack and be your own Pork Rind Appreciation Day hero today at PorkRinds.com.
Hi, everybody. Joe Reinagle here for the Golf Club of Texas. I absolutely love the Golf Club of Texas. They've made so many improvements to the golf course, from brand new cart paths to resodding the greens and fairways. You might think it's a private club, but it's not. It's open to the public 7 days a week. Best rates are always online at golfclubtexas.com. That's golfclubtexas.com. The Golf Club of Texas, you know where it is, right there off Briggs Ranch Road off Highway 90. The Golf Club of Texas is the friendliest golf course in Texas.
This is the story of the one. As the purchasing manager at a manufacturing plant, she knows the only thing more important than having the right safety gear is having it there when you need it. That's why she partners with Grainger for auto reordering, so her team members can count on her to have cut-resistant gloves on hand, and each shift can run safely and efficiently. Call 1-800-GRAINGER, click Grainger.com, or just stop by. Grainger, for the ones who get it done.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Morning Huddle. This is how we do it.
Hey, I told him I'd say it. Pablo. I believe that was his name.
Pablo?
Yeah, I met him last night with some boys. Spurs fans.
Orale, Pablo.
No, yeah, good dudes. Good dudes.
All right.
Yeah. Said great things. Great things.
About Vic?
About Vic. They like the cut of his jib.
Uh-huh. They said good things about Vic, good things about Rob.
I mean, about all of us. They appreciate. We
Some good
appreciate
things about
man.
Jason and Joe.
Wanted to buy me a beer. I said,
ooh.
I'm working.
But I'll be off in a bit.
You'll meet me in a.
Meet me here in
working.
a minute.
All right. The Spurs continue they continue this little mini homestand tomorrow against Minnesota, who is only one game back of the Spurs in the standings.
Well, they beat us, then promptly went and embarrassed Milwaukee on their court. So they're playing pretty good basketball right now.
They're one game behind the Spurs and the Nuggets in the standings today, but they do play tonight at Houston, and they'll be playing without Anthony Edwards. So Anthony Edwards, who's been dealing with kind of a long-term foot issue, is taking tonight as a maintenance night.
He had a good night against us. I can see why he's resting.
So he'll be back tomorrow. I assume. I'm not his doctor. I mean, they're saying it's a maintenance night. If that is indeed the case, he'll be back for tomorrow's game against the Spurs. So if you're going to see the game, you'll at least get to see one of the best players in the world, which is always exciting. But although we've talked about Wemby and how many more games he's allowed to miss, if Ant misses tonight, I think he's down to like 7 more games he's allowed to miss all season before he's off the All-NBA list.
Which tells me even more that he'll play us on Saturday.
Yeah. I mean, there's an epidemic going. It's only the good players getting hurt too. Why aren't these scrubby dudes getting hurt?
You get the sense that I kind of want it to happen, because I don't know if the teams want it to happen, but for the players' sake, there's a lot of dudes that are not going to be voted to or get the opportunity not only to get the hardware, the trophy, but the extension, the money.
Yeah.
And I do think that it happens one time, those players are going to look at that next agreement, that next negotiation, and this will be off the table.
That's a hard thing to sell to owners, though, because it's like, you want us to pay you more for not playing?
Well, what I'm getting at
Get your ass on the floor.
Well, yeah, and I don't know which way we go. I don't think you can put the toothpaste back in the tube.
I don't either. To me, the number is fair. Like, we're not asking you to play every game.
Then we're going to have to adjust something, because we can't, in good conscience, have an All-NBA team that's minus 3 of the best players. It lessens the value of the award.
Well, then listen, man, when you talk about all pros in the NFL, if a guy misses a quarter of the season, what's the likelihood he's going to make that list?
No, I'm not saying there's anything wrong with it. It's just, but the way you can't offer a team and tell me these are our very best when I know there's 3 guys standing over the sideline that are easily there. That it just so it lessens the value. And I'm not saying that we need to change things. If I want my guys to play, that goes without saying. And if this is the only way we can force you into it, then that's what it is. I'd just like to find another way.
Minnesota playing about as well as damn near anybody in the league. They've won 6 of their last 7. The only loss was at Cleveland. We'll see how they look tonight against the Rockets.
We had them on the ropes. I mean, the worst game they've played in 3 weeks or 2 weeks was against us, and we had them on the ropes till 6 minutes to go in the game. Yeah. That's a game that next year a seasoned basketball team keeps that 8-point, 10-point lead all the way through and wins the game.
That's one, depending on where the Spurs end up in the seeding. Like if they end up having to play a second-round series in Denver instead of in San Antonio, they're going to go, damn it.
It's that kind of loss that really hurts, because they played so well for so long to give it up.
No, I agree with that one. But the Rockets last night coming off, they got their asses whooped by Oklahoma City. I mean, it was Shea scored 0 points in the first quarter, and the Rockets lost by 20.
It's kind of what they did to us. I mean, Shea paced himself to the fourth quarter of blistering heat, man.
Yeah, so the Rockets now coming off that loss now have to play Minnesota while the Spurs get a night to rest, and then they get this, like I said, a pretty hot Minnesota team coming in here. I think the fact that they know they can play with them, I expect another up effort.
I hope. I think continuity is going to matter. The starting lineup needs to remain. Let's get things in order.
Maybe it's the new haircuts. Maybe that's what's working for. Maybe everybody does it.
Let's do it. Let's do it. You
All
go
right.
near blonde, dye the hair blonde.
We got football coming your way. A lot of it. Morning Huddle 94.1.
This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
6 for 6, and the Aggies have the lead.
Your home for Aggies football. KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Positive Coaching Alliance.
Got issues with youth or high school sports? Positive Coaching Alliance can help. PCA, a national nonprofit, offers more than 1,000 free online resources for youth and high school sports coaches, parents, students, and administrators. Visit PCADevZone.org.
It's game day. Are your moderate to severe Crohn's disease or ulcerative colitis symptoms keeping you from the action? Skyrizi, risankizumab Riza, could help you get back to the game. Skyrizi is proven to help people feel significant symptom relief, achieve remission, and visibly improve damage of the intestinal lining. Skyrizi is a prescription injection medicine for adults. Don't use if allergic to Skyrizi. Serious allergic reactions, increased infections, or lower ability to fight them may occur. Before treatment, get checked for infections and tuberculosis. Tell your doctor about any flu-like symptoms or vaccines. Liver problems leading to hospitalization may occur when treated for Crohn's or ulcerative colitis. Ask your doctor about Skyrizi, the #1 prescribed biologic in Crohn's and ulcerative colitis combined. Learn more at skyrizi.com or 1-866-SKYRIZI.
Progressive's accident response can detect and send help when you need it most, after a major car accident. But other accidents, you're on your own. Like when you accidentally call your wife Mom. When you accidentally say Happy Holidays on someone's birthday. When you accidentally wave at someone you thought was waving at you. We can't help with those accidents, but Progressive's accident response provides peace of mind after major car accidents. Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates. Limited availability in California. Driver is responsible for emergency and towing charges not covered by the policy.
What if sports were traded like markets? Now you can test your sports IQ in real time with Robinhood Prediction Markets. It's not you against the house. It's you participating in a live market. You can buy or sell your positions all game long. You know the game. Put it to use. Trade every play with Robinhood. Download the app today. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband Ryan died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ethos.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737. 800-606-8737.
Thy ticket, Lady Jennifer of Coolidge.
Well, many thanks, good sir. Here'th my Discover card.
They accept Discover at Renaissance fairs?
Yeah, they do here. Discover is accepted at the places I love to shop. Getteth with the times.
With the times? You're playing the lute.
Yeah, and it sounds pretty good, right?
Discover is accepted at 99% of places that take credit cards nationwide. Based on the February 2025 Nielsen report.
Everybody loves the season of giving, but now the season of paying for it.
is upon us, that not-so-wonderful time of the year when millions of Americans open their credit card statements, stare in horror at the balance, and resolve then and there to find new ways to save money. If you're among those Americans, why not start by cutting your wireless bill in half right now with Pure Talk's Saver plan? It's easy. You'll get unlimited talk, text, and 3 gigs of high-speed data on a super-fast, nationwide 5G network for just $20 a month. Just dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and you'll save an additional 50% off your first month. Ho, ho, ho! And if you're active or former military or a first responder, you'll save an additional 20% every single month. That's pound 250. Say Mike Rowe for the gift that keeps on saving from America's wireless company. Pure Talk.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We'll start with some good news. They finally cleared that 18-wheeler accident, 35 southbound New Laredo Highway on over to 410. That has now cleared. On 410 eastbound at Broadway, disabled vehicle that's off to the shoulder. And road work 35 southbound Eisenhower to Rittiman, taking up that right lane. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
In the NBA, the Spurs bounced back in a big way, snapping a 2-game losing streak with a 119-101 win over the Bucks. Wemby led the way with 22 points. Steph Castle added 19 and De'Aaron Fox 18. They're back in action tomorrow night at the Frost Center, taking on the T-Wolves, tip for 7 o'clock. In the NFL, the divisional round weekend kicks off early on San Antonio Sports Star. The Bills will take on the Broncos starting at 2:30 with the pregame, followed by the 49ers in Seattle to take on the Seahawks starting at 7. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Yes, 7:02 on the Morning Huddle, 94.1. Hello, friends. Hello, hello, hello. Friday on the Morning Huddle. Love it, baby. Love it. And how we kicking things off tomorrow with some football. Oh, yeah. Oh. I don't know what I'm going to do until 3:30 when the game starts. I guess I'll probably start watching pregame stuff around 2:30.
There's college basketball. You got good games at noon.
Yeah, I guess you're right.
You'll be elsewise occupied.
Man, I'm just ready to dive into it.
Yeah, you got the jitters. You got the pregame jitters.
I do.
What's your comfort level?
Rising.
It should be.
Yeah. Listen, man. I've said it all year long. I'm not going to get scared now. I'll be honest, I was scared last week. I thought the Jags were a bad matchup for the Bills. The Jags are so good against the run. I said, this is like about as tough of a first-round draw as the Bills could have gotten.
They handled it with great aplomb.
Well, I mean, it was a roller coaster.
Oh, great aplomb, man. You're on the road against a team that's believing. That's a hell of a win.
But I have said all year long, I think the Broncos are phony. I don't remember the last time there was a 1 seed that I thought was this much of a joke, and that includes the Tennessee Titans, Ryan Tannehill 1 seed.
Well, they had Derrick Henry.
Yeah. I do not believe in this team.
I believe in him more than you do, but I believe in the greatest player in the NFL more than any of it. And I think when it comes down to it, he'll make the play that wins the game, even though I don't think it'll come down to it. I think the team is better than Denver, but they're better in places that Denver can make up for in other spots. I think that defense is pretty stellar, but I don't think at the end of the day they're going to be able to keep Josh Allen from making a play, either with his feet or his arm. And at that, because he's the great equalizer. The thing about Denver all season long, I said, it feels like you're playing 13, 14 dudes. But most teams don't have that 11th dude that's Josh Allen. That is that threat. You have to account with him. For two dudes got to account for him. One, watching in the flat because he'll dump it, and two, making sure he doesn't run. And that's such a matchup problem. It's even more so in the playoffs because they play like there's no tomorrow. If there's a run to be made, Josh is going to make the run. If it's week 7, he's going to step out of bounds because he knows he's going to have to make that run in the playoffs. So you get him even more elevated. You get all of Josh Allen. And, gosh, that was all of Josh Allen last week. And it's almost unbeatable. As they can continue to run the ball, I don't know how you beat them, at least not until the Super Bowl.
Since week 11, and this is the myth about the Denver Broncos, is there's a lot of people who think Seattle, Houston, Denver are the teams that have gotten where they are because of elite defense. And
I do think Denver has.
Well, listen to this stat. Since week 11, a little after the halfway point of the season, the Buffalo Bills have better defensive statistics than the Broncos.
Well, they're playing different offenses. No, I'm not saying that Denver's defense is great, but they've played better offenses, and I think that they've been more of in a situation where that defense has had to do more. Now, Bo Nix is kind of surprised with some pass numbers, so they haven't had to do as much since then because I think their offense has improved. But the first half of the season, and I guess that you got the numbers up until week 11, that defense was pretty stellar. Now, they're not overly physical. There's just a lot of dudes that show up at the ball.
Yeah, well, and it's funny because remember this team started they started out 1-2. They damn near lost to the Titans in week 1, and then they lost to the Colts and they lost to the Chargers, and it was like they were an afterthought. And then they started to go on a little bit of a run, and a lot of that run was games that, like in hindsight, are worrisome. A 1-point win at home against the Giants, a 3-point win at home against the Raiders, like those things. I don't forget a 2-point win at home against the Jets. Like they were living by the skin of their teeth, but they were winning these football games. The stat that's been floating around the internet the last couple of days is since Bo Nix has been the quarterback of the Broncos, when they play teams that have a winning record and that team scores at least 17 points, the Broncos are 1-8. So the question is,
can you get a lead?
Can the Broncos hold Josh Allen and the Bills to under 17 points?
I think that stat to me tells me more about can they come from behind. Somebody at some point, if you're giving up 17 points, I get the sense at some point you're probably behind. And I don't think if Denver's behind, I don't give them a puncher's chance because they can't throw down field. You can cut the field off for them. They just don't do things that get you back into games. They're a dink and dunk team.
And the thing that the Broncos defense, like probably the strength of their defense is that, their best player is Patrick Surtain.
Yeah.
And what Patrick Surtain does about as well as anybody in the league is he neutralizes your number one receiving threat. Here's the thing about the Bills. They don't have a number one receiving threat.
And if it is, it's a tight end.
It's like, so, okay, if you say I'm going to neutralize Khalil Shakir. Khalil Shakir had 12 catches last week. If the Broncos' game plan is we're going to take away Khalil Shakir, Josh Allen just says, okay, I'll just throw to Brandon Cooks 100 times. Like, he doesn't care. Like, it's
or my two tight ends, which have been the offense. I mean, that's when they've because the rotating roster of names at wide receiver, the consistent offenses come from both those tight ends being on the field at the same time. You can't cover them.
So if you take away one piece, it doesn't really matter because the piece is Josh Allen.
Now the worry is that Peyton takes the air out of the ball, that just slows this game down to an absolute crawl. That just I'm going to use my home field. I'm going to use a kicker that is comfortable there.
That is beat the Bills 101. It's run the ball on them, control the clock.
So you brought it up. I think it comes down to, for Buffalo, they're going to be able to move the ball. Whether it's Cook or Allen or a combination of both, the ball's going to move up and down the field. It's can they keep a steady lead and force Bo Nix into situations that he's not comfortable? And if they can do that, he'll make a mistake or he just won't be effective. That, at the end of the day, is going to be their undoing. And what Sean Payton is mostly proud of, I think, is how well he's brought Bo Nix along, considering the limitations he's dealing with. And the limitations at the end of the day are going to be his downfall.
Yeah. We don't know if the Broncos, like right now, it's been a pick 'em pretty much all week, depending on your book. If the Broncos do close as underdogs, it will be the fourth time in the last 40 years that teams off a bye, which before recently was either the 1 or the 2 seed. Mm-hmm. Now it's just the 1 seed. But a team off a bye isn't the favorite in the divisional round. The last time it happened was the 2018 Eagles. They were against Atlanta. The 2012 49ers against the Saints, and the 1997 Panthers against the Dallas Cowboys.
97. The other two seem to work out.
All three of them worked out.
I couldn't remember the 97
all three of them
game.
worked out for the home team
Yeah.
that was an underdog. So that's a good sign if you're a Bills fan. But we don't know if they're going to end up finishing a home a home underdog either. Who knows?
I think. Well, money's gonna. Well, I don't know. I think the line is right now. I don't think there's going to be a lot of shift.
What I do think is first of all, this is another stat, kind of maybe a little random, but after teams have faced the Jags, they're actually 12-4 against the spread in their next game.
What?
Yeah. And I thought, oh, well, that's kind of a nonsensical thing. The last 3 years, teams are 31-17 after they face Jacksonville.
I don't get it.
I mean, maybe it's something about the physicality of playing against them. Normally, like I would think, because the Jags were, I mean, they beat the crap out of the Bills physically last week. They were pounding Josh Allen, and they hit hard. Maybe it feels like you're playing a scrimmage now. I'm not really sure. But this is the other thing about the Broncos and whether or not they're going to be favored. When the Broncos have been favored, it has not gone well. They are 7-10 against the spread overall, 4-1 against the spread as underdogs. That means 3-9 against the spread when they've been favored. So I think there is some fear to back the Broncos as a favorite.
They can't come back. I don't know what their numbers are, but I bet they've led most of the time this year. Some other stats to look at home in the playoffs. Sean Payton is 7-3 straight up, which that's very impressive. And that's New Orleans years too.
Yeah. But here's the thing. He started his career 6-0 straight up. Has since gone 1-3 in his last 4 home playoff games.
Yeah.
So that's
why he's here.
Right.
That's why he's in Denver, because of that record. And so I still put Sean Payton in the upper echelon of coaches in the NFL. He's not the hot young coach anymore, but he is the old tried and true dude. He knows how to win football games. There's no getting around it. He's a hell of an offensive mind, and because he knows how to do more with less than any other quarterback coach out there. He likes quarterbacks that aren't overly talented but very smart.
Yeah.
And I like that.
One other stat that leads me to the Bills. Josh Allen, when he is either a 3-point favorite or less, or an underdog, so not favored to win by margin, so he's not blowing out a lot of these teams, but when he's favored by 3 or less, he has the best winning percentage of any quarterback in the history of football.
That's MVP.
That includes Tom Brady. And he's got 3 losses like that in his career, and 2 of them have been to Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs.
Well, Brady was never in this situation. He was probably always favored by a lot more. No, that's why he's the MVP. He's the difference maker. All things equal, that guy on the court is the best dude out there. That's why I like him against Denver. He's the guy that makes the difference.
Yeah. It's hard for me to not want to back Buffalo here.
But okay, let's just play devil's advocate, and you're inside. What happens with a loss? Is it reevaluation time for a lot of things, or do you got to carry everything you got into that new building and swing for the fences one more time?
Ask Josh Allen. That's what I do. Does Josh Allen, you want to keep everything status quo? I think because they won last week, McDermott's probably safe.
I'm not saying.
Is that what you meant?
No, I'm not talking about coaching. I'm talking about players. I'm talking about.
I don't think they're looking to make a big shake.
Yeah, are we going to have to go spend a bunch of money on a wide receiver? Are we going to have to go, do something extra? Or are we comfortable with reloading and just getting a couple of really decent wide receivers, but not one great one?
Yeah.
Those kind of little questions. I don't know where you sit, but I do think if I'm Buffalo from above the head coach and up the administration, I realize that the clock is ticking here. This is I have a finite resource, and I know I still got 6-7 years of this, but I'd like to, if I can't pull at least one Super Bowl, hopefully 2 out of this era of Josh Allen, I have failed him, myself, my city, my franchise. I mean, you don't get a guy like this but once every 25 years.
No, I agree. I'm not looking to change up too much unless Josh says he wants changes. I'd like to see them get a real wide receiver. Another positive thing for the Bills right now is Ed Oliver has been practicing.
That's huge news. That's on the level of Fred Warner in San Francisco. You talk about a difference maker.
He really has not been talked about a lot. And like I said the other day, I'd almost forgotten that it was even like a possibility. I'm still not sure if he'll play, but the idea that he's practicing gives him a little bit of hope. And I'm sure if he can play, he'll have his ass out there. That's going to make running a lot harder. The Bills, who have been so bad against the run.
I would say at that point, it stops that inside the tackle run.
So, and that's the other thing. How is R.J. Harvey ready for this spotlight?
That's why
he's never played in a game like this. The other thing, if you like the Broncos, the key is to bet the Broncos early because the Bills have been the comeback kids. In the second half, if you bet $100 that Josh Allen will beat the second half spread. So, like, if you bet the Bills every game at halftime in Josh Allen's career, you bet $100 on every one of those games, you'd have $3,000 right now. Like, he is 87, 50, and 3. That is the best mark of any quarterback since 2005. In the last 2 seasons, it's even crazier. 28 and 9 second half ATS. Against teams with a winning record, second half against the spread, Josh Allen is 14 and 1 in his career. So if you think the Broncos are going to do well, you bet them early because the
superstar wins football.
He is going to try and put that cape on at halftime and do what he does.
It's so funny that I don't have to know all those numbers that I knew that was true.
Yeah,
that's why I'd look at him. He's watching him, especially last week, amongst a bunch of very good football players. He was so obviously the best dude on the field, and it's like that every time he walks out there. And I expect it to be like, that kid that's at the best player that this little town has ever seen that carries a team, a small town to a championship because he is just that good.
If Denver wins, how do you picture Denver doing
Low and slow, man.
That's kind of what I think.
21-20, one of those
bottom.
Just way down there, making it ugly, and turnovers on both sides, kind of a mistake-prone. Denver wins it because they're at home kind of football game.
Honestly, like last season, remember, I don't know if you remember that game last season, the playoff game. It was like a 40-something yard bomb on Denver's first drive, and they went up 7-0. And
that was it.
And that was the last time they scored. The Bills scored 31 straight and just crushed them. I think it's something similar to that. I really do. I like the Bills a lot here. I think this is what I know I use this term a lot. I think this is a fraud check on the Denver Broncos. I think we find out what the Broncos really are here.
And it'll define, I think, a lot about how good Jacksonville really was.
Oh, I still
we're gonna walk away going, holy cow, man, Denver didn't give them much.
Off the loss, I still think I think Jacksonville's a better team than the Broncos. I really do.
Well, I hope so, man. I do. I think that this is if it's not about if not now when with Buffalo, but you don't have to go through Kansas City and Baltimore. I mean, this was if I'd have told you. Now you got to go on the road on Denver in the semis in this tournament.
Yeah,
but you won't ever have to head to Buffalo or to Kansas City or Baltimore. I think most Buffalo fans would be. I'm in. I'm with you.
I'm there, man. Yeah. I'm on board with it. The reason why I say the Broncos are frauds, and people are like, oh, how can you say that? Look at the record. They're the 1 seed. I always try to do this exercise, and if you take every 1-score game that a team plays and flip the result, like take all the coin flips, and let's say they all landed on the other side.
Mm-hmm.
What does that team look like? If you take every coin flip game, every 1-score game the Broncos played and flip the result, they are 5-12 and would be the worst team. They'd be the worst team in the AFC if you flipped everybody's results.
The crazy thing about that is I think so many of us, especially in this part of the world, who didn't pay a lot of attention to Denver because they were watching the Cowboys. So your only experience with Denver was the Cowboy game, and we have to remember that Denver team was going against the worst defense in football.
Yeah.
So I look at Denver, a lot of Cowboy fans go, well, that Denver team can score some points. No, they can't. They can score against the Cowboys.
A lot of teams score against Cowboys.
Everybody had a record day against the Cowboys this year. Every quarterback had, if it wasn't their best day of the year, it was one of the top 3. And Bo Nix was. He had a great day against the Cowboys. Yeah. That's not the Bo Nix that played against the rest of the NFL. That's just the Bo Nix that threw over our terrible defense.
C-Note says, of course you do, AJ. That's your team. I would expect you to ride with Buffalo. Except I mean, I sat here last week saying I do not feel good about this, and I did not feel good about the Bills. Rob felt better about the Bills than I did. He's like, "What do you mean? They've got Josh Allen." I felt like a bad matchup. I don't think this is a bad matchup. If the Bills had lost last week, I would have been sad, but I wouldn't have been pissed off. If the Bills lose this week, I'm going to be pissed off because it means that they got outcoached.
That's exactly right.
And
you
that
hit it on the head. They get outcoached. That's how they lose.
Because this team, the Broncos, are not that good. And if the Broncos beat the Bills, I mean, hell, the Bills aren't as good as they were a year ago. But I still think this lesser version of the Bills should still be able to beat this Broncos.
In your long-term fandom, do you have any idiosyncrasies that you're concerned about? Is there a bad luck uniform? Is there something that we don't want to see the team roll out in, like the Cowboys in their blue jersey?
They're not going to do something dumb like that.
Well, is there one that you'd be worried about? Like, I hope they don't roll out that red, white, and blue number. We suck in that one.
Well, okay. I mean, that's all they ever wear is red, white, and blue.
But is there not a uniform that they pull out? Okay.
No, they'll be in whites. I like when they wear the red helmet, but it's like a rare one, like once every couple years thing. But no, they'll be in their, I'm guessing they'll be in their classic whites. It worked last week. Why change it up? So, so give me the Bills in this one. All right, when we come back, we will dig into the Saturday night game. That is the 49ers and the Seahawks, round 3 between those two teams. Looking forward to that. Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The big game's just around the corner. How do you say that? El juego gigante, just around the bend. What are you doing with your MVP, your most valuable pet, on that day of the big game? If everybody's coming to your house and you got a dog that just loses its mind every time somebody knocks on the door or rings the doorbell, maybe some training's in order. Maybe some MVP workouts, some training and testing, and a little bit of obedience work. And Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit. That's where I take my dogs when I'm going out of town, whether I'm going to have a long day away from home and they need to be taken care of. They are my go-to spot. That's where my MVP goes for practice and training and, to get it all prettied up with all the boutique care there at Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit. What I'm getting at, we got a one-stop place for your pets, whether you're leaving town away for the day, or maybe they need a little bit of training, or maybe they need their nails clipped in a nice bath. Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit is your stop because, number one, they love your dogs as much as you do. They're available to you when you absolutely need them. Their rates are outstanding, and they're only a hop, skip, and a jump from the airport. What are you waiting on? Write this number down, 210-750-1298. Make sure the big game isn't the only time your pets are taken care of. Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit is ready to coach them up, take care of them when you're out of town, and do all that's required. Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit, big game, next game, next day. Make sure you call them first, and I know you're going to thank me later.
It's impossible to have a bad day when you started with Chick-fil-A. Hi, I'm Miles. And this is Grant.
And the little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit is
how the fluffy, crispy goodness wakes us up in the morning. The chicken is crispy, the biscuit is soft, it's iconic.
Throw some jelly on it, you can throw some honey on it. It helps me kick off the day.
The hash browns are great. And I really like the shape of them too. Little circles of crispy goodness. Yeah, those early morning chicken biscuits are just great, man.
Mornings are a little bit brighter with the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit and Simply Orange Juice. Available on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
Billy, your gas light's on. We need to stop and fill up.
No way, Jen. Gas around here is too expensive. We can make it a little further.
Billy, listen to your big sister. You don't need to drive all over searching for the lowest gas prices. Do what I do and use Upside.
Upside?
Do you live under a rock, Billy? Upside is the hottest cashback app out there. It's free to download, and you get real cash back for every gallon of gas you buy. I use it all the time, and I've already made around $200.
You can make that kind of cash back just for buying the gas you have to buy anyway?
Yes, I'm looking at the Upside app now, and you can get up to a $5 cashback bonus on your first tank.
Okay, I'm stopping to download Upside and fill up my tank. Download the free Upside app now to earn cash back every time you buy gas. Use promo code SUPPLY to get up to a $5 cashback bonus on your first tank. You can cash out anytime. Write your bank to PayPal or a gift card for Amazon and other brands. Just download the free Upside app and use promo code SUPPLY to get up to a $5 cashback bonus on your first tank. That's code SUPPLY for up to a $5 cashback bonus.
Wesley Financial Group is not a law firm.
Ask yourself this question. Is it really worth holding on to that timeshare that you know you need to get rid of? Here's the truth. The average maintenance fee just went up over 17%. That could have been 117%, and there's nothing you can do about it. When you buy a timeshare, you give them a blank check for annual maintenance and assessment fees. I'm Chuck McDowell, founder of Wesley Financial Group. For 15 years, I've helped over 50,000 families cancel their timeshare. Not sell it, not transfer it, cancel it. Did you buy a timeshare because they told you it was a great investment and your maintenance fees would never go up? That's a lie. Are you ready to get rid of your timeshare once and for all? Simply call us and I'll send you our timeshare exit kit that explains all your options for cancellation.
Call Wesley now for your timeshare exit kit. 800-718-4040. That's 800-718-4040. 800-718-4040.
It's 2026. New year, new you, new resolutions to keep for a couple weeks. Whether you're trying to eat healthy in the new year or not, your best choice is Omaha Steaks. They have multiple bundles to choose from. They have an all-protein pack if you're trying to slim down or eat clean, consisting of butcher's cut filet mignon, air-chilled boneless chicken breast, boneless pork chops, classic burgers, and more. Everything you need for your freezer and meal prep. Or grab one of the other bundles that include potatoes au gratin and caramel apple tartlets. That sounds good. Omaha Steaks offers unrivaled quality and variety, and every bite is backed by their 100% guarantee. Every steak is perfectly aged to maximize tenderness and hand-cut by master butchers in America's heartland. Save big on gourmet gifts and more holiday favorites with Omaha Steaks. Visit omahasteaks.com, and for an extra $35 off, use promo code SKY at checkout. Terms apply. See site for details. That's omahasteaks.com, promo code SKY.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
It's showtime!
Yeah! Looking forward to the weekend. 7:26, and we're driving down the highway. 7:45. We'll get there in a minute. Not quite yet.
Did she say 7:45?
Yeah, she says 7:45, and we're driving down the highway.
We're going to have to remember that for proper placement.
Gotta make my mind up.
I just play it when I can remember to play it.
Or when I say, Vic, it's Friday.
Yeah.
Friday. We got to get down on Friday.
Yeah.
SR says, this segment has been brought to you by Ball Washing Soap made in Buffalo. I'm just going to go out on a limb and guess that SR's team
didn't make it.
Is not going to be talked about this week. That's my guess. Or if they are talked about, he's probably scared they're going to lose. That's maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's maybe he's a Seahawks fan. But my guess is he's bitter because his team's not playing anymore.
It's hard to be bitter about Buffalo. No team's been kicked in the teeth more. I mean, you want great player. Seriously, I mean, my God.
They have no
I had
teeth
to change
left.
the rules.
Yeah, it's like, stop having joy.
I mean, when you get so wrong that they go, you know what, that was so unfair, we're going to change the rules. I mean, that you've been kicked in the teeth. So it's been a rough one for Buffalo. Can you imagine? They're the Utah Jazz. I mean, no matter what we do, we're playing it. Now they got a chance. I'm rooting for them. It doesn't happen very often.
Seahawks play the Niners this weekend on Saturday night in super interesting game in my mind. Because
there's been a twist. I didn't know Darnold's dealing with an oblique.
Darnold is not healthy. The 49ers are getting healthier. I like the 49ers catching 7 points. I don't think they win, but everybody who thinks this Seahawks team is just going to roll over the 49ers. I think the 49ers I'm done with the 49ers it's fool's gold. No, the 49ers are a better team than their parts say they should be because the 49ers have one of the best coaches in football.
They do.
And Brock Purdy, I think, is 4-1 straight up in Seattle. He's done a great job going up there to that place where it's very difficult to win. I still think the Seahawks are I think the Rams are the best team in the NFL. I think the Seahawks are 1A.
But the Seahawks could very quickly become distant fourth if Sam Darnold shows up in the same Sam Darnold form that we've seen in big games. I mean, 4 interceptions, they lose.
Yeah.
And he's dealing – and that's the oblique, that muscle that's a throwing muscle.
Yeah, no doubt.
That bothers me.
And the drop-off to Drew Lock it's noticeable, to say the least. The problem is the 49ers are also, again, it sounds like every week, but they're banged up as they get some guys back. Now George Kittle's gone. George Kittle, who typically has success against his Niners team.
That's so important to me without Kittle.
Against the Seahawks, sorry.
I mean, it really, and I know backup tight end's playing okay. I know that they still completed balls to the tight end after Kittle got hurt, but that's such a big deal. And I know even part of me says, well, they're used to playing without him. He spent a lot of this year hurt, and they won without him. But big games are meant for your best players, and when your best players aren't in the big games, it just makes it 2 times as hard. And the sad thing is when San Francisco goes down, and I think they will, although you're giving them more credit than I do, I'm only worried about Darnold throwing some interceptions. There's a lot of San Francisco issues. I think San Francisco isn't going to get the credit that they're due for the effort they put in.
Yeah, San Francisco, since 2022 – so that maybe that's a little silly because there's a new coach in Seattle. But since 2022, the Niners are 7-2 straight up, 6-3 against the spread against Seattle. In 8 starts against Seattle in his career, he's 6-2. In Seattle, he's 4-0 straight up and against the spread.
That's something to say.
Since 2003, Purdy is the only quarterback 4-0 straight up and against the spread or better in Seattle.
Yeah, that's something.
On the road against the NFC West, Brock Purdy, 7-1 as a starter for the 49ers. Like, these are the games, and part of why it's easy to figure out what those stats mean is I talk about it all the time. Shanahan's such a genius, and you let Shanahan see you multiple times, he starts to know who you are. He's going to figure out a way to beat you, and all he's got to do is tell Brock Purdy, this is what we're doing. Brock Purdy is great at I always say Brock Purdy's like a Marine. He's not going to think for himself and go out and do something special for you. But if you say, hey, go here, blow this up, he's going to go do that.
I wrote down, he was protected early. I mean, he had a great offense to play in that fit his skill set. Now he's better than he's good enough to do more. And early on, Shanahan wasn't going to let him make a mistake.
Yeah.
And he proved that he won't make a mistake. And when he does, they're not fatal. Now I think he wins games because he's become a quarterback in full, and I would give them so much more credit, but for the injuries. It just, at some point, you run out of gas. No matter what kind of good run you've been, at some point, you look for the next man up, and that next man just ain't there.
Yeah. You are running out of them. I do expect we'll see some use check. I think we'll see some. I think Tonjes is the backup tight end. I think we'll see some of him.
It's not that they're not completing balls to the tight end, but they're not going to get the explosive Greg Kittle touchdown out of nowhere plays. It's going to be a dink and dunk kind of offense, which is what they've been effective with. But the big play is going to be reserved for another position.
Yeah. Now here's the scary thing. While Brock Purdy's been so good against the Seahawks, against Mike McDonald specifically, Purdy himself has struggled a little bit. This goes back to the Ravens as well. But in 5 of those career games against Mike McDonald, 6 touchdowns, 8 interceptions against McDonald defenses. If you're looking for more positives for Seattle, as a favorite of 3 points or more, which hasn't happened a whole lot in his life, Sam Darnold, 16-3.
He's been favored 19 times, huh?
As a favorite of 4 points or more, 14-1. As a favorite of 6 or more, 13-0.
Good front runner.
No doubt. Some good news for the 49ers. Christian McCaffrey scored a touchdown in 8 straight playoff games. That is 1 shy of tying the record owned by one Thurman Thomas. He shares that record right now with Emmitt Smith. Christian McCaffrey shares second place with Emmitt Smith at 8.
Well, they're going to have to force feed him. Like I said, with no Kittle, the big play is going to have to come from someplace else.
I think the Seahawks are going to do everything they can to say Christian McCaffrey's not allowed to beat us, which that's why I think this is so interesting. The other thing is the 49ers generally don't lose here. The 49ers in the wild card round and the divisional round, Shanahan's never lost. He's undefeated in those 2 rounds of the playoffs. Now, NFC Championship game, Super Bowl, that's where he's been knocked out. they've gotten there, though. When they're in the playoffs, they are usually getting to the NFC Championship.
What a great way to define your coach, man.
Yeah.
You get me there, I'll get you where you need to be.
No, I think this game on paper, it's real easy to go, oh, Seattle's so good. 49ers are banged up. It's the Seahawks. They're at home. And I get it. And I've almost been sucked into that. First of all, I think this is a very low scoring game. I think if you like the under, which I do, this news about Sam Darnold is positive news. This news about George Kittle is, I hate to say it's positive news when a dude tears his Achilles, but if you're an underbacker, it is positive. Like the offenses are going to have to be tighter. There's not going to be as many big plays. I think this is a rock fight game, and in a game that I mean it could easily. Now, last time they played in Week 18, and it was 13-3. That would have covered a 7-point spread for the Seahawks. But more often than not, if you tell me there's going to be 16 points scored in a game, and I get 7 added to my score, I'm going to take the 7 every single time. It's not always going to work, but I'll take it every time. I think I'm going to take 7 here with the Niners and hope that they can keep this thing tight.
By your numbers, I'm not sure if they're the most likely upset, but you're telling me they are.
I think I don't think they're the most likely for the upset.
The Bears are the most likely upset?
I think the most who is the most? It's not the Bears. The Bears, I think, are the least likely upset. And I'm not counting the Bills because that's a coin flip.
Well, no, I shouldn't base it on spread.
Oh,
just on perception.
Well, I think all the home teams are on alert this weekend.
Okay,
every one of them.
So all of them should be worried. But what's the most likely?
I think the Bills are the most likely to win as a road team.
So the Denver team is the most likely to lose.
I think the second is probably the Patriots. Because that Texans-Patriots game, which we'll get into,
right.
I
that one I discount as kind of a coin flip. But as far as favored and underdog, I think that the most likely upset is the San Francisco-Seattle. I don't think it's going to happen. But of all the quarterbacks out there that I trust the least with the supporting cast around him, it's Darnold. The big game escapes him, and until he gets through it, that's what worries me about this game, because they should whoop them. They're at home. They're running full throttle. Apart from that, San Francisco continues to have to reevaluate and redo their offense because of the injuries they've got. And I don't care whether Fred Warner plays or not. He's still only, at best, going to be worth maybe 50% of the plays. Maybe. And even then, of those plays, where is he going to be actually an influence? So even if he plays, it'll be nice at the kickoff. I think that's the most likely upset to me.
The one thing that worries me about the 49ers is the short rest. And this is not only – it's starting to stack short rest because now this is 3 times in the last 4 weeks. We talked about how many games they've played in the last 26 days, 4 games in 26 days. And the Seahawks have they played 5, and Seahawks have played 3. That is such a huge difference.
That gets to the next man up. Eventually, you just run out of men. Eventually, everybody played as best as they could, given where they were, but there's just nobody left.
Yeah,
which is the fear that happens. But I trust that quarterback over the Seattle quarterback 8 times out of 10. You know what I mean? I just trust Purdy to not make a mistake, and Darnold's going to have to prove to me you can make it through a big game without throwing 3 interceptions.
Yeah. One other thing you may like if you're a 49er fan, the referee is John Hussey. Since 2020, the Seahawks have gone 0-5 with Hussey as the head official, just for what it's worth.
Oh, man.
But on the other side of that coin, in the last 5 seasons, John Hussey, the home teams are 56-22.
He's a home ref.
He's a home ref. So some trends going both ways on the referees.
Mm-hmm.
But I all I'm saying is this game that on paper has the biggest point spread and looks like it's supposed to be a blowout, I don't think it is, man. And I think anytime you get these teams that are super familiar with each other, they're going to be prepared for this thing. I don't think it's a coincidence that the 49ers and Seahawks went 1-1, and their games were separated by a total of 1 point in those 2 games. So these 2 teams are they're going to be up for this. This is a huge game. I think it's two brilliant coaches, a brilliant offensive coach against a brilliant defensive coach. This is one of my favorite games of the week.
Oh, yeah. Same weather. I don't think weather plays a role.
No, I don't think so either.
That whatever it would have been the same thing in San Francisco.
Yeah,
so.
I don't think it's going to be a big deal. Yeah. All right, I got to tell you about Underdog Fantasy, the place to bet or the place to play these games on Wild Card Weekend is Underdog Fantasy, and you want to get in on the action. Let's say you're not a Niners fan or a Seahawks fan, and you still want some action. How do you do it? You get down a lineup on Underdog, and you enjoy the game. That's what I would do. You pick your favorite players. Are they going to go higher or lower on their stats? Very simple game is what they're playing at Underdog. It's touchdowns, receptions, rushing yards, whatever it is. You pick it. If they're right, you can go up to 5,000 times your cash. I think what I'm going to do with I might even look at that Tonjes, the backup tight end for the 49ers. I may look higher on him, on his receptions. I may look higher on Juszczyk's receptions because I know the Seahawks are going to want to take away Christian McCaffrey. So you got to look for those secondary options. Usually you could find some value on those. Use my promo code ALAMO. That's ALAMO when you sign up at Underdog. And when you play your first $5, you're going to get $75 in bonus entries just like that with that promo code ALAMO. Sign up, make these games a little more fun. Underdog, make picks and win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star Traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning, and heads up on the southwest side, getting reports of a rollover accident, 35 southbound New Laredo Highway. We've got the median blocked with emergency crews blocking the left lane as well, and also closing the left lane of the northbound side. 1604 westbound Redland Road, getting reports of a wreck, 2 lanes blocked, and already slow from right around O'Connor. On 410 eastbound at Broadway, disabled vehicle off to the shoulder. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
Hello, this is Jason Thompson, and as you know, I've been practicing law here in San Antonio for more than 30 years, helping people and families injured in traffic collisions. So I'm often asked, what is the worst thing you can do after a traffic collision? And the answer is easy. That's trying to handle it on your own without an attorney. Insurance companies have spent billions perfecting their strategy of paying nothing or as little as they can get away with. It wouldn't be David versus Goliath. It would be David versus a million Goliaths. You have no chance. Using AI for help is even worse because AI routinely gives dangerously inaccurate legal advice. It is laughably bad on the law. So bad that a lawyer filing a document drafted by AI will likely be disbarred in Texas. Keep it simple. Just call me. My name is Jason Thompson. I'll give you a free review of your case with no obligation to hire me. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400, or my website, alawyerforus.com. That's alawyerforus.com.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying 2 phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Did you hear? Allstate car insurance now costs even less. So when you bundle with home, you can save even more. Check Allstate first to bundle and save with a new lower auto rate. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings may vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and Affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
Hi, this is Joe Reinagle. You're listening to the home of the Texas Rangers, 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hey-o, good morning. How we doing? 7:45 on the Morning Huddle, 94.1. We're talking football, baby. It's a football Friday. Fry-yay. Some would even call it a football fry-yay. We've been discussing, we discussed the two games that are happening on Saturday. And here's what we're going to do. I'm going to take a brief moment to talk something non-football, and then
what would that be?
At 8 o'clock, we're going to get back into the football. Well, I'm going to ask you if this peeves you, but 4 years, $240 million, and the Dodgers have Kyle Tucker.
I was going to say, yeah, if you're going to ask me what peeves me today, Kyle Tucker.
Happy for Kyle Tucker. He's a great dude. I like him a lot. I got to spend some time with him in Houston. He's a very nice guy. It is.
The competitive imbalance here is getting ridiculous.
I mean, they are. This is no one can match this. Now, this is the system that baseball has chosen, and that it is what it is. But the Dodgers are saying, okay, if you're going to let us do this, and they got to pay. Don't get me wrong.
Well, they can print money over there.
But it's not unlike the Yankees dynasty of the late 90s, early aughts.
Yeah, but some of that was built.
It was.
You know what I mean? Some of that they drafted themselves and developed. This is just bought. This is just, let's just go write the checks and let's see how it works out.
That's what I'm going to say. A lot of people forget that Jeter, Posada, Bernie Williams, Andy Pettit, those were all homegrown guys. Now, they supplemented those guys with the Clemenses and the A-Rods and those types. But for the most part, they were homegrown. This Dodgers team, now that Clayton Kershaw is gone, there's not a lot of homegrown. But if you are willing, and this is how it was similar to that Yankees team, if you are willing to spend more money than everybody else, you will typically be rewarded. If you're a well-run franchise. Now, like we've seen the Mets try this, we've seen the Padres try this, and it's failed. The Dodgers are clearly a pretty well-run franchise that has very deep pockets and is willing to eat the tax. But then if you eat all that tax and don't win, it's a kick in the balls. If you eat all that tax and you win, you forget about eating that tax because you make all that money back twofold.
You make the money back, and I don't think that the ownership of the Dodgers, and while they paid handsomely for this, profits are behind success. They're building to win first and make money second. Because you're right, if they collapse, but they survived other stuff, even with some losses. It's to me, we've reached a critical point because, okay, Kyle Tucker lands there. Now, what are we going to do with Bichette and Bellinger? I mean, what $240 million? Who can even play in this ballpark?
Well, first of all, Bichette and Bellinger aren't Kyle Tucker.
No, but their dollar values just went up.
Yes. I don't know. I don't know. I mean, everybody's going to have to overpay now for.
And that's the game, right? We're just going to make you overspend until you become the Mets, and the Dodgers are the only team that understands how to spend the money the correct way.
Yeah. They do seem to know exactly how to spend it, but the best team just got a lot better. When you look at what the lineup they're going to be able to roll out there next year, it's alarming. And they're not done. I mean, they could conceivably go after more of these guys, but it's scary to think that the Dodgers could still be spending more money. Here is the projected lineup now that they have Kyle Tucker. We'll just start with, the best player in the whole wide world, Shohei Ohtani, then Mookie Betts, then Freddie Freeman, then Kyle Tucker.
It's a freaking all-star game, man.
I mean, that's just your top four. Then you get to Will Smith, who's also a very good hitter. I mean, I don't want to say it's unfair, but it's kind of unfair. Max Muncy, Teoscar Hernandez, Andy Pages, and then Tommy Edman, probably your ninth hitter, who would be like a two-hitter for most teams. It's ridiculous, and then you don't even factor in that they've got the best pitching in baseball.
Yeah, that
on top of
leadoff
it.
hitter is also a smoke thrower.
Yeah, find a way to convince me that another team is going to be better than the Dodgers next year. It's very difficult.
And it's hard for me to be anti this because I'm all about the Death Star. I'm all about there needs to be a team out there that everybody's aiming at. And I do appreciate that the Dodgers are indeed the Death Star, but this is a fully operational, frightening Death Star that might not be able to be blown up by one little fighter. I mean, this is just a machine.
Yeah. Now, I will say this. One thing I like is, at least I like this for Tucker, and really kind of for the team too. So this is a shorter term, more money deal. Only 4 years, which 4 years now is like a short deal for a guy who's not 30 yet.
Yeah.
Most guys who are going into their age 30 season, they're looking to get that 10-year deal that's going to – so that way, if they suck in their later years, they're still getting paid.
Yeah.
What this works two ways. So one, for the player, obviously, and there's opt-out clauses after the second and third season of this deal. So he can – I mean, if he overperforms, he can leave. So he's got a chance to walk away with – somebody might say, hey, we'll give you 10 years at $60 million after what you've just done. Okay. For the team, the Dodgers don't have to pay Kyle Tucker when he's 38 years old.
Well, that's the plan anyway.
Right. As of now, the contract now, they don't have to pay him 38 when he's 38 years old. So that's a win, I think, kind of for both sides.
Gosh, Tucker's blessed. I wonder what star he was born under. Playing at the Cubs, been with the Stros. I mean, he just lands in great spots.
Yeah.
He really does. And maybe that's the reason those teams are so successful, because he's there. But Kyle Tucker is a blessed baseball player.
And this is now the third guy that the Dodgers have stolen directly from the hands of the Blue Jays. The Blue Jays, who thought they had a deal ready with Shohei Ohtani. They thought they had a deal ready with Roki Sasaki. They thought they had a deal done with Kyle Tucker. All of them snatched out of the hands and straight to the Dodgers.
Blame tariffs.
Yeah.
It's tariffs.
Yeah. The Mets were also kind of hopeful that they would get Kyle Tucker. And remember, they let Pete Alonso walk. And they traded Brandon Nimmo. And the hope was we're going to have enough money that we can really make a real push for Kyle Tucker. Then they don't get that.
Who were they chasing last year? They ended up getting him.
Juan Soto.
Yeah, they got Soto.
The Mets, the Dodgers apparently offered $10 million more per year than the Mets' last offer. So, I mean, the Mets were like, hey, $50 million a year. Dodgers said, how about 60?
60 and 2 years voidable.
$60 million a year.
For average. I mean, no, he's
I think he's above
Kyle
average.
Tucker's very good.
I think when Kyle Tucker's on, Kyle Tucker could win an MVP.
What did he hit,
in his
260
career.
last year?
Let me see.
260, 270.
But
that's not what he's there for.
No. Kyle Tucker last year, 266, 22 homers, 73 batted in, 25 stolen bases. I think the hope is that he will get back to that 2023 form.
Man, he's safe.
Where it was
man.
like his second to last year in Houston.
Going to tuck you in a nice little position just behind Shohei, just ahead of maybe Freddie.
I think he's going to hit fourth.
You think?
I think it'll be Shohei, Betts, Freeman, Tucker.
So I thought Freddie would close out, but okay, I'm with it.
And I think, man, he is going to
safe.
He will put up some numbers. My guess, his career high in RBI is 112. My guess is if he's healthy, he tops that pretty easily.
He better. Or that do the Dodgers get to void this deal too, or is it just player void?
Only player.
Oh man, I want his agent.
Yeah, not a bad deal.
Yeah.
Not a bad deal. All right. That's enough baseball talk for today. I mean, what are we doing?
We'll get back to it in April when we can actually mow the lawn.
Yeah, we'll have some more of that coming up. What I do want to do is, on the other side, I want to get into the Sunday games. We gave plenty of time. We did a deep dive on both Saturday games. I want to do the same on the Sunday games, and I want you guys to know. I don't have my little sheet, but I do want you guys to know the NFL playoffs are going to be on our airwaves. 94.1 is going to be carrying those. Divisional round begins on Saturday. Bills-Broncos, 2:30 with the pregame, followed by the 49ers in Seattle and the Seahawks. That starts at 7. Sunday, Texans in New England. That starts at 1 with the pregame, and then the Rams and the Bears will follow. NFL playoffs brought to you by Flight by Yingling, the next generation of light beer. All that action right here on this station. Don't you go anywhere. We'll talk more football. The Sunday games, we'll start with that Patriots-Texans game on the other side. It is the Morning Huddle. 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
KTFM Floresville, your home for the Super Bowl. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
This report is sponsored by the Crohn's and Colitis Foundation. The Crohn's and Colitis Foundation has been at the forefront of inflammatory bowel disease research and care for over 50 years. Learn more about research, education, and support at Crohn'sColitisFoundation.org.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
I took my stepdad's Bronco 2 to the beach in Nantucket, and I hooked up with this, get this.
Yes.
Danish nanny.
Of course.
So you do have a type.
Yes.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Listen to the John Clay Wolf Show, Saturday morning at 8 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You still thinking job change in the new year?
Yeah, I need something that's in high demand and more stable in this economy.
IT?
Yeah, cybersecurity, maybe even AI.
That's what I did.
Really? How?
Went to My Computer Career. You don't need any prior experience, and you could start your new career in a matter of months. A lot of IT pros go to school there, too, to level up.
Sweet. Are classes online or on campus?
Both.
Wow, I'll check it out. Thanks.
Make this your year. Take the free career evaluation now at mycomputercareer.edu, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
Financial aid is available to those who qualify, including VA benefits.
This episode is brought to you by Prize Picks. Whether you're starting a new routine or making a player pick for the first time, there's something that can't be too hard. But in life and on Prize Picks, it always feels so good to be right. With high-pressure playoff matchups, bowl games coming, tournament time, it is time to jump right in. When it comes to playoffs, you go with stars. Stars always produce. In the NFL, they get those stars because they're stars. And as we get closer and closer, I love Josh Allen. Josh Allen's a man alone on Buffalo. Whenever you get to the more, you go with Josh Allen. In basketball, oh my goodness, Luka is balling. You can't go wrong with Luka. And I want to tell you about a brand new part of Prize Picks. It's a new feature, early payouts. If your player gets off to a hot start, you now have the option to cash out on those winnings before the game even finishes. I want you to go download Prize Picks and use the code Alamo, and you're going to get $50 in lineups after you play your first $5 lineup. That's Alamo for $50 in lineups, and all you got to do is play 5. Prize Picks, it's so good to be right.
As America's #1 motorcycle insurer, Progressive has your back.
Oh, like if I need a replacement part?
Sure, we can help with that.
Ah, nice. Hey, I just entered this online contest for coolest bike in the world. You think maybe you can vote for me?
Actually, we just do insurance, not popularity contests.
Yeah, I know. But what's your email? I'll just send you the link real quick. You can vote like 100 times a day. They'll never know.
To be clear, Progressive has your back for insurance only. So get a quote and see if you can save.
So what I'm hearing is there's a little bit of wiggle room.
Progressive Casualty Insurance Company and affiliates, covered subject to policy terms, limits, and conditions.
Everybody loves the season of giving, but now the season of paying for it is upon us. That not so wonderful time of the year when millions of Americans open their credit card statements, stare in horror at the balance, and resolve then and there to find new ways to save money. If you're among those Americans, why not start by cutting your wireless bill in half right now with Pure Talk's Saver Plan? It's easy. You'll get unlimited talk, text, and 3 gigs of high-speed data on a super-fast, nationwide 5G network for just $20 a month. Just dial pound 250, say Mike Rowe, and you'll save an additional 50% off your first month. Ho, ho, ho. And if you're active or former military or a first responder, you'll save an additional 20% every single month. That's pound 250. Say Mike Rowe for the gift that keeps on saving from America's wireless company. Pure Talk.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We did clear one of our trouble spots. That wreck at 35 southbound New Laredo Highway, that is cleared. Also had a stall at 14 eastbound Broadway. That's cleared as well. Major accident continues, though, on the far north side at 1604 westbound. Redland Road to Gold Canyon. 2 left lanes are blocked. Massive delay, about 80 minutes. Traffic is stopped from FM 78. So start moving over to your right lane. That's all that's open right now. Evans would be a good alternate route. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
In the NBA, the Spurs bounced back in a big way, snapping a 2-game losing streak with a 119-101 win over the Bucks. Wemby led the way with 22 points. Steph Castle added 19 and De'Aaron Fox 18. They're back in action tomorrow night at the Frost Center, taking on the T-Wolves, tip for 7 o'clock. In the NFL, the divisional round weekend kicks off early on San Antonio Sports Star. The Bills will take on the Broncos starting at 2:30 with the pregame, followed by the 49ers in Seattle to take on the Seahawks starting at 7. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Sports Center brought to you by Synergenics. Book your appointment at fixmylowt.com.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Hi there. 8:01 on the Morning Huddle. AJ and Rob on a Friday. Is Debbie doing traffic today?
Yeah. All is right with the world.
I haven't heard her say Friday.
Speaking of traffic, I-10-1604 shut down all weekend. That just kind of puts me on an island. That just kind of tells you, guess what? You don't get to go to town.
You ain't leaving.
Yep.
Yeah, well, I'm not leaving my house anyway.
Well, yeah. I mean, I don't have big plans. Now, I should thank him. I have an excuse. Nobody can get to me, and I can't get out.
Yeah, I'm going to have to stop at the grocery store today and get some supplies, and then I'm housing up for the weekend, man. I ain't doing nothing. Watching football. I was going to play in that poker tournament this weekend, but it's just bad timing. You can't have a poker tournament during the Bills game. Just can't do it.
No.
So no reason to leave the house for me. I'll be there. Eating cheesesteaks, crushing beers. That's my plan.
Sweet. It's what we do. Eat cheesesteaks, crush beer.
That's right. Yeah, I think my brother-in-law is going to come by. So my wife's family, they're all Seahawks fans. So we're going to make a day of it. They're going to get there, and we're going to do the Bills game, follow it up with the Seahawks game. Hopefully everybody's happy.
Right.
Really, I don't care if they're happy or not.
Okay, so what's the 3 o'clock game on Sunday?
Is the Texans-Patriots. That's the early game.
That's the early game. And it's a 3 o'clocker?
I think it's 1:30.
1:30 and then the wow, so
or maybe it's 2:30 and then I think it's 2:30 and then
about prime time.
Yeah.
Okay. I don't have much going on this weekend. Saturday or Sunday, I'm part of the selection committee for the high school all-star basketball game, which will be going on right about then.
Oh no.
It's going to force me to leave my home. I was thinking, man, I'm safe, but no, I got to get out of there.
Can't you just tell them you've got COVID and then do it remotely? Do it
Zoom.
Get on Zoom, yeah. Sorry guys, I got COVID. I wanted to be there.
I look forward to it. I mean, we get to talk high school hoops for a couple hours with all those coaches. It's one of my favorite days. But
I'd much rather talk high school hoops than watch the NFL playoffs.
I hate to do it to the Texans, but I'll be back for the frozen tundra of Chicago's.
Oh yeah, Soldier
stadiums.
Field. Yeah,
is it still Soldier? It is still Soldier.
Yeah, I'd rather kill myself than hang out with high school coaches on an NFL playoff
high school
day.
Basketball coaches.
No,
those are good people. Those are good people to hang around.
Not on a playoff Sunday. Yeah. No freaking way.
Their priorities are way out of whack, but they're still good people.
Yeah, how could they even think that was a good idea?
Ask me.
There's a week between the conference championship and the Super Bowl. You can do all that kind of stuff, all of it.
Elsewise occupied, man.
It's crazy behavior by those coaches to ask you to do that. I would have said no.
Well, that's why I'm better than you.
Probably. Yeah. I guess. I'll be happier than you on Sunday, though.
Well, probably.
Yeah, I'll have more joy.
Probably. Well, I don't know. There's joy to be found. And
you going to be crushing beers at this high school event?
Oh, yeah. We get together. We crush beers.
I doubt it. You won't even have any whiskey in your pocket.
Well, you never know what's going on in the San Antonio sports offices. They're crazy down there.
That is true. All right, let's get into the Texans-Patriots game that Rob is going to miss. So he doesn't
watch it. I got a
He doesn't really care about the result. What are you going to do? Prop it up while you're
prop that up and
pretend like you're watching high school basketball highlights.
I'm giving this 100%, kids.
There you go.
I'm all in on this. I'm researching as we speak.
Drake May and the Patriots taking on the Houston Texans. This is an offense versus defense game.
Yeah, it feels like an exhibition challenge game. Let's get the best offense we can find to go against, the best young quarterback to go against this terrible defense. We'll give him home field advantage and a little bit of wind.
The potential MVP of the league taking on I don't know if they're the best defense in the league. They're, if not the best, they're in the top two.
They were last week.
Them and Seattle are the only ones in this discussion. So last week, the Texans defense generated negative 33.4 EPA, which is the fewest by any playoff defense in the last decade. So EPA, expected points added per play, 33.4. That is a absurd number.
What was total yards for Pittsburgh? Like 175?
Yeah, they did
just nothing.
Nothing. But if you remember last year, the Texans, when they played the Chargers, the Texans had one of the best playoff performances by a defense that you could have. They shut down the Chargers. It was only field goals. No, I guess it was they had one touchdown. They missed an extra point, but it was 32-12. The Chargers, I mean, they had like 200-something yards of offense. They just got dominated in that game. And they followed it up with a loss to the Kansas City Chiefs. Most of these teams that have done that, the top defensive performances in the playoffs in the last 10 years.
They couldn't back it up.
Texans last year lost the next playoff game by 9. Rams in 2024 against Minnesota lost their next game by 6. Texans in 2023 against the Browns, they lost their next game by 24 points. So it's these all-in efforts.
Championships. I was told that defense wins titles.
It can. It can.
I thought it was solely defense.
But here's the thing. It can't be solely defense. It is 2026. You've got to have quarterback play. And I don't know if the Texans do.
Well, they didn't last week.
I mean, if you had told me C.J. Stroud would play as bad as he did and somehow they would win, I would be shocked. The Texans, in their history, are 0-6 straight up in the divisional round. Stroud is 0-2. They've lost by an average of 16.5 points in this round.
That's not going to happen this week. They might lose. It ain't going to be by 16.5. New England could beat them, but I don't think they're going to beat them. I think that the time's about to run out on this young whippersnapper New England team.
Okay.
I think that defense is so absolutely overwhelming that I'm going to give them every bit of credit. And there's no way that C.J. Stroud could play that bad again. I can't imagine that. He looked like he had the yips. The game plan didn't work. He didn't know his players. I mean, it was as bad as any quarterback in the playoffs in a win as I have ever seen. So it can't be worse than that, right?
It's hard to imagine. It's hard to imagine that CJ plays worse. That said, it's not like Pittsburgh had some great defense, and the Patriots' defense is actually quietly pretty good.
Yeah, they're in the image of Vrabel. I'll give them that, but they're certainly not a great defense. They're an adequate defense.
They get the job done. The question will be, can this offense do enough, and how many points will CJ have to put up in order for this thing to be good enough? The list of the defenses that they've played this season is it actually reads like it's. You can almost say, okay, when did they play a good defense? How'd they do? And every time they played the Rams week 1. They scored 9 points. They played the Bucs when the Bucs defense was healthy. They played them week 2, scored 19. They played the Jags week 3, scored 10. They played the Seahawks week 7, scored 19. Played the Broncos week 9, scored 15. Now they did play the Jags in week 10 and scored 36. That's probably the one that I'd go, okay, that's a good showing.
They need 4 touchdowns.
We're talking about that's a big ask, dude.
Well, I know it is, but let's give New England some credit. I mean, we got the MVP runner-up, in a lot of eyes, the MVP. And as much as I liked Stafford this year, you got a quarterback that can move, throw it on the run, and make a play or two. I think there's going to be a little bit more scoring than necessary. But the Texans got to score at least 3 touchdowns and a couple of field goals after that. They're playing on the road. New England's going to put points on the board. I don't care what defense they're against.
Here is a list of quarterbacks that have scored 28 points against the Patriots this year. Josh Allen, that's the end of the list.
Well, what I was going to say is I'm not saying that the offense scores all the points.
Oh, okay.
I'm saying they got to score 28, and one of them might need to be a turnover or 2. I think they're going to have to manufacture some, and you're playing against a team that very well might give it to you just because of youth and exuberance.
Now, I have been saying this. I still believe this. The Patriots are very, very untested.
Yeah.
And I beating the Chargers last week. Okay, that's cool and all. The Chargers are literally one of the best teams they've played all season long. And even that game was 16-3. I mean, the Chargers were they were in it. But also the Patriots shut down Justin Herbert.
They did. Let's give credit. I mean, they were violent on Herbert. But I've never seen an offensive line in the playoffs look as bad as the Chargers. And some of it obviously is that young New England line. But other it is that line was literally that bad.
The one of the key questions for the Patriots is the health of Christian Gonzalez.
Yeah, matters.
He makes a difference. But on the other side, one of the key questions for the Texans is the health of Nico Collins.
He ain't playing.
I can't picture a world where Nico Collins plays.
And if he does, the whole concussion protocol needs to be readdressed.
Yeah.
How on a week? No, he just shouldn't be on the field.
So to me, those two guys would kind of cancel each other out. I mean, it's just imagine.
I think New England misses Christian a little bit more than Nico. Than Texans miss Nico.
I don't think so.
You don't think so?
No,
They're used to being without Nico.
Christian Gonzalez's job would be to take away Nico.
Yeah. But the Texans, they've spent a lot of time without Nico out there.
Yeah, and their offense has sputtered for most of that.
But at least they're used to it.
The one thing that the Patriots did really well last week was kill the run game for the Chargers. Chargers had 22 carries for 87 yards. Kamani Vidal there, and most of that was Justin Herbert. Kamani Vidal, 11 carries, 31 yards. He was their lead back. Omarion Hampton, 1 carry, -1 yards. So their running backs had 12 carries for 30 yards last week. The Patriots said, "No, you ain't running on us."
No,
I think they'll say that again. I think they're going to try to take away Woody Marks. I was surprised at the end of the day. Woody Marks had 100 yards of rushing. Didn't feel like it.
It was diligent work.
It was. It was grimy, but just doing it it didn't feel like, oh wow, what a game. It didn't feel like Saquon.
I will say this: he does have a little bit of burst, though. I don't expect one, but I do think if it's available to him, I think he can give you a 30, 40-yard run. He's got that escapability. I didn't know anything about him till last week.
To me, the difference maker in this game I guess for the Patriots or the Texans, depending on how it shakes out. Can the Texans contain Drake May?
Yeah.
Because you saw, man, how many third downs last week did Drake May just say, I'm going, and take off running, and now suddenly it's like you had 3rd and 8, then he ran for 11 yards, and you're starting all over. You could see the Chargers, just the air going out of their balloon.
This is a different defense. All 11 on Houston can get to the ball and hurt you when they get there. This is not the Chargers defense. Chargers okay. They were made in Harbaugh's image, but this is a different animal.
When the Texans played Buffalo, they did a good job of bottling up Josh Allen. He only had 5 carries for 20 yards in that game. Now James Cook had 116 yards, so he had but most of that came on one big run. They had one explosive play, and Ramondre Stevenson is not the explosive play guy that James Cook can be. I think if the Texans can limit the running of Drake May, I think they could be in pretty good shape here.
Oh, Danielle Hunter, meet Mr. May.
Yeah.
Will Anderson,
but again,
meet Mr. May.
But also, Rob, this isn't the Chargers' offensive line either.
No, you're
like they're
right.
going to give him some time, and if you give Drake May some time, he's shown he can carve you up.
Danielle, what does he have? 16 sacks?
Yeah,
14?
something like that. He's been all over it.
And Will Anderson is turning into that closer, that third and long, I'm coming to get you, dude.
Yeah.
That's something that hasn't had to deal with. This defense is so squelching. I mean, they just smother you. I just like the way the Texans are heading up there. I look at the way C.J. Stroud played. I don't think he can play any worse. They're used to being without Nico Collins. You don't have to be great. You just got to get through third down. Just like Carson Beck said with Miami, I don't have to do anything but convert third downs. That's all you've got to do, CJ. You don't got to throw touchdowns, convert third downs, and everything else can take care of itself because your defense will keep you in it all day long.
The Texans had just under 3,956 receiving yards this year. Over 1,100 of them came from Nico Collins.
Oh, yeah. I'm not saying they're not going to miss him.
The next leading receiver was Dalton Schultz with 777. Then you drop to Jaden Higgins with 525.
Speaking of guys DFS, I like Dalton tomorrow.
Do you?
Sunday. Oh,
I mean, they're going to need him.
He's targeted 12, 15 times.
They are going to need him. Yeah. The thing about the Texans, and like I mentioned this the other day, the more I've talked to guys in Houston that I used to work with, guys that are covering the team, there's a real vibe in Houston that C.J. Stroud, like, he needs a game like this for Texans fans to buy in, because there's a lot of Texans fans who are like, do we want to pay this dude Kyle Tucker money? Do we want to give this guy $60 million? Because that's what C.J. Stroud's probably going to ask for.
Dak Stroud, man.
And if C.J. Stroud plays like he did last week against the Steelers and they lose, it's going to be real hard to like look your fans in the eye and say, this is our $60 million man.
I completely agree. It is important, but he doesn't have to do anything. CJ, you don't have to do anything but convert third downs. You don't have to throw it deep. You don't have to do anything. Just keep the ball moving, matriculate the ball forward, and good things will eventually happen because that defense is going to keep you in good stead. You don't have to take a risk.
I think both these teams playing against better defenses than they did last week.
No doubt.
I think this is a very low-scoring game. I don't know how to feel. First of all, I told my kid the Texans have proven to be a bad matchup for the Bills historically. Like so I'm already assuming the Bills beat the Broncos. So I don't want I don't want to play the Bills, or I don't want the Bills to play the Texans in the NFC or AFC Championship. But I have a rule of thumb: I never cheer for the Patriots. I don't know that I have like a strong opinion on who wins this game. I do think, though, that it's going to come down to just like a couple of conversions here and there, and it might come down to a turnover. And right now, it seems like I trust Drake May to take care of the ball a little more than I trust C.J. Stroud.
I mean, that goes counter to everything I believe. The only benefit he has is being at home.
How many times did C.J. Stroud put the ball in danger last week?
You're right. I give you all of that. But this is,
and by the way,
everything is magnified. Now you've got the pressure. There's expectations. New England played all year long with, hey, great job, dudes. Have fun. This is not on the schedule. Y'all are ahead of, you're ahead of the game. Great. Yeah. This is good. Now there's some genuine expectations. You win this game, you have a chance to go play in the Super Bowl second-year quarterback. This is the time when second-year quarterbacks reach the end of their rope.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And not only do they normally reach the end of their rope, they rarely go against a defense like that.
Yeah.
That's I've talked my way into, I like the Texans straight up. I think that defense is enough because I'll say it for the fourth time in this segment. C.J. Stroud cannot play any worse than he did last week. And if he does play it worse, that's the best thing that could ever happen to Houston because that's 2 straight don't pay him. You're out. You've seen, you can make your decision on evidence he can't measure up. We are not going to pay you. So it could be the best thing ever happened to you. I think the other side's going to happen. He's going to be just adequate enough for a win that when it does come time for contract discussion, that he'll get the money even though you go, well, but he did, and then you're going to regret it if you're a Texans fan.
I'm not like planting my flag and thinking I've got some real hot take on this game. I really don't. I think both these teams I think they're very similar. I think but I do trust Drake May more than I trust C.J. Stroud right now. That's just
most recent evidence. I get it, but at some point you run out of string when you're
you're right.
You're doing
this. I just don't believe in the schedule they've played. This is certainly the best defense they'll have seen this year. I'm torn on this one. C-Note says we've seen some exceptional defenses win with a crappy offense before. Tampa and Brad Johnson, Baltimore, Trent Dilfer, Giants, and Kerry Collins. One thing, though, and that's true, but you're talking about 25 years ago.
Yeah,
it's a different NFL.
It's still possible, but I think the most likely bad quarterback to progress or bad offense, I shouldn't say bad quarterback, bad offense with bad or great defense to progress isn't New England. It's the Texans.
You think it's more likely that –
I think the defense is the most capable defense
one of these guys
that can win a game on its own is Houston.
One of these quarterbacks is, at a minimum – going to be second in the MVP voting.
Yeah, and
you think it's more likely that the Texans offense figures it out?
Well, no, I don't think they're going to have to. They don't have to. That's what I keep saying. CJ does not have to do what Drake May's going to have to do. CJ just has to be adequate. Drake May needs to be MVP. Yeah. There's a big difference. Just go out and convert third down, CJ. Seriously. Everything else will take care of itself if the offense is on the field. We will score. It might not be – we don't need to score much, but we will score. Drake May is going to have to go out and sling it, man. He's going to have to go throw 250, 300 yards against this defense and find a running game and to have a chance. I just don't think he's going to play better than Stroud. He'll be the best quarterback. Numbers will look better. He'll throw better passes, but he doesn't. He has to do that to win.
But
CJ doesn't.
Who's going to make the mistake?
As much as CJ has had off, I always give more credit to the veteran. I just think he has been here before. He hadn't been highly successful, but he has been successful. He has converted big plays at big moments. It hadn't been recently, but he has done it. Drake, this is, uncharted ground. Now, he could be Joe Montana, and this is just another game for him, and I will sit down and shut up because he proved me wrong. But I know what the numbers tell me, and eventually those second-year flash-in-the-pan teams that are riding high eventually hit it right about now.
Who do you trust more at head coach?
Oh, Vrabel's just I trust Vrabel. If it's if it goes back and forth, it's not that I have anything wrong against D'Amico. I think he's a heck of a coach, but Vrabel's just been around longer. That's all it is.
Yeah, it's a tough one, man. Vrabel has coached 3 home playoff games. His defense has allowed 16 points or fewer in all of those games.
Pretty impressive.
Yeah, that is pretty impressive. D'Amico Ryans, though, he got onto a short list this last week, became the 4th head coach in NFL history to win at least one playoff game in each of his first 3 seasons.
Awesome. And again, it's no slight on D'Amico. I just think Vrabel's been coaching a couple of years longer. That's the only reason I lean on it.
Yeah. Both Harbaughs did it, won a playoff game in each of their first 3 seasons. Barry Switzer, the 3rd coach that did that.
Shoot, you and I would have won with that Cowboy team.
Maybe so.
And not gotten arrested with a gun in our bag.
Yeah, this is a fun game, man. It's a fun game because I don't really know what's going to happen.
Go Texans. Let's get one.
We'll see it. We'll see if the Texans can get this job done. So, it's funny looking back when they were 0-3. Like the idea that they would even make the playoffs was absurd.
Truth.
They are the 3rd team to win a playoff game after starting 0-3. Most teams, we know historically, you typically don't make it. I think only 8 teams have ever made it. They're only the 3rd team who ever won their first playoff game after that. The last one to do it, the 1992 Los Angeles Chargers. San Diego Chargers in 1992. Before that,
the night Fouts.
Before that, it was the 1992.
92. That would have been 82. 92
would have been like a Humphreys or somebody like maybe.
That's it. It would have been Humphreys.
Yeah. Before that, it was 1970. The Raiders in 1970 started 0-3 and won a playoff game. All right, let's take a break. When we come back, we will look at that last game of the weekend. That is the Rams and the Bears. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
If you love to travel, Capital One has a rewards credit card that's perfect for you. With the Capital One Venture X card, you earn unlimited double miles on everything you buy. Plus, you get premium benefits at a collection of luxury hotels when you book on Capital One Travel. And with Venture X, you get access to over 1,000 airport lounges worldwide. Open up a world of travel possibilities with the Capital One Venture X card. What's in your wallet?
Terms apply. Lounge access is subject to change. See CapitalOne.com for details.
Blue Star Tequila, the world's first and only night-harvested tequila. This is tequila at its natural, unfiltered best, made with 100% blue agave and totally additive-free. Smooth, vibrant, and full of character. It's tequila the way it was meant to be. So whether you're chasing championships or celebrating the moment, raise your glass to bold beginnings and taste the Blue Star difference.
Find Blue Star Tequila near you at Specs, Costco, and Alamo City Liquor.
Hello, this is Jason Thompson, and as you know, I've been practicing law here in San Antonio for more than 30 years, helping people and families injured in traffic collisions. So I'm often asked, what is the worst thing you can do after a traffic collision? And the answer is easy. That's trying to handle it on your own without an attorney. Insurance companies have spent billions perfecting their strategy of paying nothing or as little as they can get away with. It wouldn't be David versus Goliath. It would be David versus a million Goliaths. You have no chance. Using AI for help is even worse because AI routinely gives dangerously inaccurate legal advice. It is laughably bad on the law. So bad that a lawyer filing a document drafted by AI will likely be disbarred in Texas. Keep it simple. Just call me. My name is Jason Thompson. I'll give you a free review of your case with no obligation to hire me. My number is 210-900-0400. That's 210-900-0400 or my website, alawyerforus.com. That's alawyerforus.com.
Running a business means wearing multiple hats. So if you're like me, you probably started out using your personal phone, taking client calls and texts nonstop. As my business grew, I needed something smarter. That's when I switched to Quo, the #1 business phone system. Quo works right on your phone or computer. No carrying two phones, no clunky landline, just one easy app you can try for free. Your team can share one number and handle calls and texts together like a shared inbox. Any teammate can jump into the conversation so customers get faster responses. And Quo's AI assistant summarizes your calls and responds to customers 24/7, so you never miss a lead or opportunity. All this starts at just $15 a month. That's basically 2 coffees. You can even keep your current business phone number. Find out why 90,000 businesses trust Quo. No missed calls, no missed customers. Try Quo for free at quo.com/sports. That's quo.com/sports to try Quo free. QUO.com/SPORTS.
Hey, the big game's almost here, if you know what I mean. And if your dog goes wild every time the doorbell rings, it's time for New Game Plan. Whether you scored a brand new puppy over the holidays or your current MVP needs better discipline, Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit's ready to help coach him up. Sign your dog up for professional training sessions focused on winning behavior. From boarding and daycare to expert training, Bluebonnet Bunkin' Biscuit is here for you. Call them today at 210-750-1298. That's 210-750-1298 today.
What is it that makes the all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid an incredible SUV? Is it the spacious interior that's comfy for the whole crew? Or the capability to go off-road? Maybe it's up to 600-plus miles of range. What if it's all of that and more? What is it then? The all-new Hyundai Palisade Hybrid. So much more than just another SUV. Visit HyundaiUSA.com or call 562-314-4603 for more details.
It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
This is a Rob song. You're a sucker for cornrows and manicured toes.
Vice versa.
Dropping them out of high school.
Manicured hair. And braided toe hair.
I love it when you make your knees touch your elbows and break it down low. Baby, give me some more. You like that?
Well.
I'll be right back.
Yeah, I'm out.
That's right. He's from the M.I. crooked letter O-U-R-I.
Yeah.
No one could do it better. All right. One game left for us to break down on this program, and then we're just going to let it play out. We'll see where
This is a rightful conclusion.
Yes.
This is the best closer possible.
You think so?
Yeah. I think because of the weather.
Okay.
For no other reason. And also, Chicago Bear fan on a primetime playoff game, they're going to the Wolves are going to be howling at the moon. A lot of Bear fans out
Do you remember the last time the Rams played the Bears in the playoffs?
I have no idea.
It was
Cutler year?
1986.
Oh, so you know what? I might have been to that game.
It was in the NFC Championship game. The Bears won 24-0 in Chicago. These two quarterbacks have faced each other as well last season. 24-18 Bears win. Obviously, both these teams vastly different than they were a year ago.
Yeah, this is I don't do anything other than there's a little bit of history. New coaches on one side, though. This is a really, really very adequate, good football game. Not a great one, but there's a lot of fun in this one.
We're talking 15 degrees, 10-mile-an-hour winds in Chicago, projected to be the coldest game Matt Stafford has ever played in his career.
And Caleb's played in cold like that? I guess last year maybe.
Yep. I don't know. Maybe in high school?
I don't think he hadn't played in that much cold weather.
Since 2003, 13 dome teams playing an outdoor playoff game on the road. We talked about it last week. It sub-freezing, but under 30 degrees, they are 2-11, 5-8 straight, or 5-8 against the spread.
Yeah, and Stafford is a lifer in the dome. He is.
He has, and he's a Texas boy.
But he's a lifer, and I give him because he's a lifer. I don't think the weather on its own will limit him. I think I'm more concerned about the finger than the weather.
I am too. I saw that there was some sports doctor saying it's not that important of a finger, and I was like, it's his index finger, and like. I don't know I don't know about you. I don't know how many footballs you've thrown, but for me, like
that's the main finger.
It's the guiding finger.
These two middle fingers are the lace fingers. They can really kind of do whatever. They can be loose, but your pinky, and your lobster claw, like Jim Lampley's wife, like if she could throw a football properly with just those two things. Like, but your pinky, your index finger matters. Like,
I thought it did. I'm at least the way I throw. But then again, I'm not a quarterback. But of all the quarterbacks I do trust to survive, it's a guy that's been in the league for 18 years. I mean, he's been here. It might not have been recently, but he's been here and he's been successful doing it. It will, and I think it'll affect Caleb just as much. When you get to this kind of weather. You have to have been in it more than once or twice for it to be a competitive advantage. And it became a competitive advantage for Josh in Buffalo. It became a competitive advantage for Mahomes eventually in Kansas City. But they even had to become a different kind of quarterback in that cold weather to use it as an advantage instead of as a wash. I think that it's probably less likely that it's a wash just because – I think Stafford's just been there and done that. Doesn't mean they're going to win the game because of him, but I think the mistakes are going to fall on – I'm more concerned about Caleb and that offense making the mistake.
I think – this is not way unlike the last game we talked about. It's hard for me to – even with Caleb Williams, what he did in the fourth quarter was so impressive last week, but there's still no doubt which quarterback I trust more right now,
no question.
And it's Matt Stafford. There is a number here that we could get into discussing. Right now, the line's 3.5. It's juiced, so we could see the Bears as 4-point underdogs here. If that were to happen, they would be the 10th team in the last 50 years to be a home underdog of 4 points or more in the playoffs. Home dogs of 4 points or more in the last 50 years in the playoffs are 9-0 against the spread. So if the Bears hit that 4, they would fall into that category. That's a pretty –
what a crazy number.
Yeah. But, also it's
I'd like to know the teams. Were they on such a heat? Did they end up winning a Super Bowl?
I don't know.
You know what
but it's also,
I'm very curious.
This is why it's hard to bet road favorites in the playoffs because every playoff game, it's tight margins, man. So, like, if you're thinking a road team is just going to go across country and smack around this team that earned a home field advantage, it's one thing in the wild card round. Like last week, Pittsburgh and Carolina, and Carolina covered, but those aren't real playoff caliber teams. Those are, they made the playoffs because they won their crappy division teams. You get to this second round and you've got a home playoff game in round 2, it means you earned it. And the Bears, I'm not crazy about this Bears team. I think they've been pretty fortunate, but this is a team you should have a little respect for.
Let's look at it this way.
I think a 4-point home dog would be a lot.
What can the Bears lose offensively and still win the game? Can they win the game without Caleb throwing for 250 yards? Can they win the game without running for 125 yards? What's the thing that they can afford to be taken away and still win the football game? For the Bears?
I'm not sure what they can have. It can't be the passing game, and here's why. Because if they get down the way they got down to the Packers last week, the Rams will bury you. This isn't the Rams aren't the Packers. The Rams are a way more efficient offense. Jordan Love is.
So you're answering my question. They have to be able to throw the ball.
They have to.
Yes.
Because you think the Rams are only going to score 10 points?
Right. So who do you trust to have the most difficult time throwing the ball? Stafford or Williams?
It kind of depends on how that finger is. But it's such a low – I have such a low sample size of Caleb playing in games like this.
Right. I don't expect greatness. I expect if a play needs to be made, it's more likely that now than ever that he could get it done. I've seen him throw a ball that was just ridiculous. But at the end of the day, when it comes to this kind of stuff, the reason these games are so close is it comes down to just a few plays. And if it comes down to just a few plays – and it's going to be an offensively challenged game because of the weather for no other reason, because I do think both teams are capable of scoring a bunch of points. I just like the Rams more. And I think at every crossroads I do, unless the Bears are able to take away Puka. And it hadn't been done yet.
Yeah.
You know what? Because to me, he is by far the most important player on that Ram offense, more so even than Stafford. Because I think that they can win the game doing a couple of different things, but the easiest route would just control the ball, get over the top of the Bears, and get a lead and make Caleb make some throws that he's not comfortable with.
This stat also applies to Drake May. Caleb Williams and Drake May were the 24th and 25th quarterbacks to win their first playoff start in the last 25 years. Of those previous 23, they went 7-16 straight up in their next game, 10-13 against the spread. When the next game is at home, which is the case for Caleb and Drake, they are 2-4 straight up and against the spread. The only two guys who won in those situations, Brock Purdy and Jimmy Garoppolo.
Wow. I think the only guy that won is actually Shanahan.
Yeah.
That's really what it comes down to.
Drake May nor Caleb Williams have Kyle Shanahan on the sideline, although Ben Johnson's
that does go back to my theory of eventually time runs out on the hot young team, and it normally happens now. You've done a lot of great things, and you played a bunch of bad football teams that you weren't expected to beat, and before you knew it, you had 14 wins, and were suddenly now an odds-on playoff team, and they didn't think they were. They were just trying to win games, and it just time runs out.
Yeah, this is an interesting matchup to me only because of the weather and Matt Stafford's finger. If this game were being played in L.A., I think the Rams would win by 20. Like, I think the Rams are a significantly better football team than the Bears. But there are these variables of 10 degrees and a busted finger. It's really hard for me to confidently say the Rams run away from these guys.
And if any team's going to get some hometown, home field mojo, it'd be the Bears.
Yeah.
Far more than New England.
Yeah, I would think so. I mean, I don't know. It's very similar because it's young quarterbacks, cold weather teams hosting dome teams that, are perceived as the better team, but they've got to go up there and do it. And I think that's why these lines are pretty similar also.
The difference, for me anyway, is New England controlled most of the games they were in. They won the games. They didn't have to come from behind. They just beat the teams. A lot of these Bears wins, they didn't control until late in the game.
Yeah.
I mean, they did some dumb stuff, got beat up and rounded into form late, which gives you a lot of confidence. You can't do dumb stuff and let the Rams get ahead of you.
Yeah.
You know, I just don't. It comes down to the same thing we were talking about with CJ and May, is that May just has to do so much more than CJ does because of the defense. And I think that Caleb's just going to have to do so much more than Stafford. Stafford's got a bunch of weapons, dink and dunk around the line, let that defense get a turnover, and you don't have to work too hard.
Well, that's one other – I mean, I can't imagine Puka Nacua not having a monster game here. Because what the Puka Nacua's thing is, catch the ball 3 yards down the field and then just bulldoze your way.
15 catches.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think Puka Nacua is a monster in this game. And that leads me to talking about Underdog Fantasy. The playoffs are here, and you want to get in on the action. Underdog is the place to do it. And I'll tell you what I'm going to be doing this weekend. I'll be on Puka Nacua, higher on his receptions. I think they're going to work to him. I might even look at him as a touchdown scorer as well. But at Underdog, the game is easy, guys. You go in, you pick your favorite players. Are they going to go higher or lower on their stats? So if you believe in Caleb Williams, okay. You don't believe in Matt Stafford in the cold, okay. You could play lower on Matt Stafford. And if you get them right, you can win up to 5,000 times your money. How great is that? 5,000x your money. It's really simple to play. Download the app. Use my promo code Alamo. You will score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. So you play 5, you get 75 in bonus entries. It'll get you through the playoffs, man. You'll have a great time. There's no better way to watch these games than with Underdog. Underdog, remember to use that promo code Alamo. Underdog, make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit www.ncpgambling.org.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you head into your early morning commute, heaviest delay is going to be 1604 westbound Redland Road to Gold Canyon, far north side of town. We've got an accident, 2 left lanes blocked, only the right lane open, so it's going to set you back over 90 minutes. Traffic is just not moving from I-10. Evans would be a good alternate route, or best to just wait this out, if at all possible. 281 southbound Evans, that wreck has been moved off a main lane, now off to the shoulder. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
Boy, I got to tell you, I love your show because it's so educational. I learn something every week. I was shopping about a month ago. Yeah? I bought a pineapple, and somebody tried to mount me in all 3 at Sam's Club, and I didn't know what was going on. Oh, my God. Worse than that, last summer, I bought a guava, and I can't even talk about what happened.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Listen to the John Clay Wolf Show, Saturday morning at 8 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Do you owe $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans? With credit card debt at all-time highs, Debt Relief Advocates is urgently notifying consumers of debt relief now being made available, designed to aid consumers with out-of-control credit card debt. Those who qualify and enroll for this relief program will only have to pay back a fraction of what they owe. This is not bankruptcy or a debt consolidation loan. This is a relief program that credit card companies would rather you not know about, as it ends your debt nightmare and saves you lots of money. Consumers owing at least $10,000 in credit card debt or personal loans can now take advantage of this debt relief as the cost of living skyrockets. Debt Relief Advocates has established a relief hotline for you to call to learn what debt reduction you may qualify for, so don't wait. For this free information, call the Relief Hotline at 800-888-5226. 800-888-5226. 800-888-5226.
You like saving money, right? We all do. That's why Allstate just lowered the price of car insurance. Not, but wait, there's a catch. Lower. Actually lower. So if you're shopping around or just want to see how much you could save, check Allstate first for a new lower auto rate that could save you hundreds. You're in good hands with Allstate. Not available in every state. Only applicable for new auto insurance business. Rates will vary by several factors, including how you purchase the policy. Potential savings vary. Allstate North American Insurance Company and affiliates, Northbrook, Illinois.
I know that hiring can be challenging. You sort through tons of resumes and you get too many so-so applicants. You're just waiting for someone to match your role perfectly. Well, now, there's a place where you can meet them fast. ZipRecruiter.
Need to hire right away. Start your search for strong candidates. The right fit awaits. Build your team. Build it sooner. Meet your match on ZipRecruiter.
Just head to ZipRecruiter.com/radio right now to try it for free, and you're on your way to meeting your match. 4 out of 5 employers who post on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. So try it now. Go to ZipRecruiter.com/radio. Once again, that's ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
Meet your match on ZipRecruiter. Try it free.
It's The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2.
Coming up on The Blitz, we're going to react to a big game inside the Frost Bank Center, Spurs and Bucks.
The bald guys.
Yeah.
Balded guys. Plus, it's a huge playoff weekend. We'll preview all 4 of the matchups.
Lots to talk about. Don't miss it. The Blitz starts at 2.
The Blitz with Jason and Joe. Afternoons at 2 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star. It's the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson on 94.1 San Antonio's Sports Star.
Yeah. Doc says, no concerns the Rams stumbled toward the finish line, struggled to beat Carolina.
There's something there.
Sure.
Yeah.
But you got to have those. If you say that, you got to have the same concerns about the Bears, who barely had. It took a miracle to come back and beat the Packers. And that was a Packers team that had lost 4 games in a row going into that. Like, looked about as bad as they could look at the end of the year. And the Bears, it took a miracle to beat them.
Yeah.
So, yeah, these are two teams. What's cool about it is both of them maybe limping into this thing. One of them's playing for an NFC championship a week from Sunday. That's pretty cool.
One expected to be there. One is happy to be where they are, I think Chicago, they gained momentum. But if they were to lose, I think they pat themselves on the back and say we're on the right tack. Same with New England. If the Texans lose and the Rams lose, you wonder, okay, what are we going to have to do? What are we going to have to fix? I mean, we've been knocking on this door for a long time.
The expectations are higher for those teams because they're further along in the process.
Right.
It's kind of house money for New England and Chicago. I think you're right about that. I think you could maybe make the same argument for Denver.
Well, yeah, absolutely. And it makes it easier to give up the ghost. You don't think you'll do it. I don't think consciously you go, well, we'll be back next year. But it does in your prep. You go, yeah, I'm just so happy to be here. It's not like I know that Stafford wakes up and thinks the only thing in life that matters is playing a game in San Francisco in 3 weeks. That's the only thing that matters in my life. And I don't think the Bears wake up thinking that. I don't think New England wakes up thinking that. I think they're thinking the only thing that matters is this game. Well, this is just one more step in the Rams' process. They expected fully to play 3 more games.
In every one of these games, the home team has the less experienced playoff quarterback, and I believe has the less experienced playoff coach. Although Tennessee New England and Houston, that's not the case.
Right.
But every other case, it is that. So those are things to watch for, certainly. Although I shouldn't even say that because Sean Payton. So maybe it's just quarterbacks. The coaches, There's some pretty experienced coaches on both sides, but yeah, these quarterbacks. I mean, Sam Darnold has way less playoff experience than Brock Purdy.
Far.
Bo Nix against Josh Allen. Drake May against C.J. Stroud, even though that's not a huge gap. But then Matt Stafford against Caleb Williams is a huge gap in experience. So
it matters. Another part is attitude. I don't think that Seattle, if they were to lose this weekend, would look at this season as an abject failure. I think they could walk away going, this was a step in the process, new coach, yada, yada, and look at themselves in the mirror and say, we had a good year. I think the 49ers could do the same. Look themselves in the mirror and say we had a good year because we lost so many dudes along the way. If everybody was healthy and they were to lose, no, that's an abject failure. The 49ers woke up at the beginning of the season and started like, we're going to the Super Bowl, we better. So I do think that both those teams, if they were either one to lose, they could walk away with their head held high like, well, we went about as far as we possibly could.
Yeah, the Bills and the Rams are the two teams with the most pressure to win. You know what? And I'd argue, you know what? Maybe it's the Bills and the Texans because the Rams have won. The Rams have a Super Bowl. Like nobody's going to get mad. The Bills and the Texans, though, like I said, Texans fans are going to start going, okay, so C.J. Stroud, you got us. You're 0-3 now in the divisional round, and we want $60 million. Bills fans are going to go. I mean, Bills fans aren't going to bitch about Josh Allen no matter what because Josh Allen is the king of us. But the national media is certainly going to go, when are we going to stop talking about Josh Allen like he's an elite player? Dude can't win the big game. And it's justified.
At some point.
But all these other teams, the Bears, Broncos, Patriots, and Seahawks certainly, the 49ers because they've got a little bit of a built-in excuse. But those other four teams, the four home teams, it's all house money.
It is.
I think Seattle, because they're the favorites to win the Super Bowl, that's – maybe there's a little pressure there.
Maybe, but I think they look at that and go, all right. They didn't expect that. Like the Rams, they see that and go, yeah, we should be.
But, I mean, certainly for a team like Chicago who they haven't tasted real success in a long time, this has been a fantastic year no matter what happens. But, yeah, I do think there's more pressure on these road teams that have all the experience because we're asking questions about these dudes.
You've got to do it.
All right, CJ, are you the guy? All right, Josh, are you the guy? All right, Matt Stafford, are you still? Do you still have it?
As you said that, I wondered why I didn't put the Texans in that category. I don't know why I didn't think of the Texans as a team that expected to, at the very least, to play in the AFC Championship game.
They
I don't
did.
know why. I know, and they should have, but I don't know why. In my mind, I
That's why I think
view them
there's
as
pressure
a
on them.
team that's missing something. That if they were to lose, I go, well, your running game was crap, and I could find an excuse and go, yeah, go back to work, you'll be okay.
No, Houston's Super Bowl odds were right there with Buffalo at the beginning of the season. I mean, the expectations on the Texans were high, especially given the division they played in.
True.
It was one of the bigger upsets that the Bills were the biggest favorite to win their division. I want to say the Texans were the second biggest favorite to win their division. So they had at least a very disappointing start to the season. If they lose here, I do and Texans fans are kind of like Bills fans because they've never won the whole thing. They are a little more likely to forgive and be a little more patient.
Probably.
I think Texans fans, I don't think they'd start calling for heads if they lose this game, but there's no doubt that going into the season, losing in the divisional round to a guy making his second career playoff start was not on the table for these Texans.
Let's put into perspective the offseason. So C.J. Stroud is he's got how many more years on his deal?
He's going into fifth-year option year.
So it's fifth-year option or franchise tag.
No,
don't sign him and franchise him after that. I think he's playing for that.
Well, no. So this is the year. This is CJ's third year. So next year will be when they pick up his fifth year.
I think he's playing this game to see about the pickup. I think they're
going to pick up his fifth year no matter
what.
They'll
pick it up, but I think that he's imminent to a franchise tag is what I'm getting at. If you don't perform this year, I didn't realize how far along most Texan fans thought they were. I didn't realize. In hindsight, I'd forgotten how the expectations were pretty high this year. He can't have another game like the Steeler game and expect any kind of respect in negotiations.
B. Hannon says, I mean, Denver was in the playoffs last year. Kind of. They played a playoff game. They
got smoked.
They started to play a playoff game, and then
they scored first.
They started hot, and then they stopped. We'll see. And Manny says Josh twice gave the Bills a lead versus Mahomes, and the defense blew it. He is elite. Well,
yes, he's elite.
I mean, I believe that, but you can guarantee that if the Bills lose to the Broncos this weekend, I promise you on Monday on Get Up, there will be a chyron that says,
Is
Josh Allen ever going to get over the hump?
Is he?
Yeah, that's the price of doing business. And it's the same way. It's the same treatment Lamar Jackson gets. Yeah. It's the same treatment that a lot of guys get. But Josh and Lamar particularly probably deserve it if they don't get it done now. So we'll see. All right, we got 1 hour left in this program. 1 hour left before the weekend. Morning Huddle 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You're locked on the Morning Huddle with A.J. Hoffman and Rob Thompson. KTFM Floresville.
This report is sponsored by Mothers Against Drunk Driving.
For victims of drunk and drug driving, our grief is unique. But you are not alone. You always have a place at MAD. Call our 24-hour victim helpline at 877-MAD-HELP or visit mad.org.
Injuries happen, and when they do, skip the ER and get to the Ortho Now Injury Clinic by TSAOG Orthopedics and Spine. Ortho Now provides walk-in care for injuries like broken bones, dislocations, sprains, and strains. Conveniently located in the Quarry area with extended hours Monday through Saturday with on-site x-ray casting and bracing, Ortho Now has everything you need to treat your injury, and best of all, no urgent care or emergency room copay. Learn more online at TSAOG.com.
My name is Whitney Allen. I am a widow. My husband, Ryan, died. We never thought in a million years we'd have to use life insurance. The unexpected happened. With Ethos, it is so fast and easy. It's 100% online. You can get a quote in seconds, apply in minutes, and get same-day coverage. No medical exams, and you can get up to $3 million worth of coverage through Ethos.
Get your free quote at ethos.com/game. That's ETHOS.com/game.
Time spent on application may vary. Online health questions required.
Staples presents That Was Easy.
This year, it was important for my business to start strong.
Starting weak is not recommended.
But first, I needed a lot of stuff for the office.
Sounds like a shopping spree.
I just went to Staples. They have great prices on everything, like ink, toner, printers, paper, and chairs. And now you can get up to 30% off select HP printers.
Up to 30% off HP printers? Am I on a hidden camera show?
No.
Well then, let's go Staples.
That was easy.
Shop Staples in-store, online, or on the app. Ends 131. Select models only.
Oh, how's that flu, babe? Did you take Dayquil Intense Flu yet?
Nah, I got this. Ugh, okay, I don't got this.
You stay on the couch, and I'll grab the Dayquil.
Undo your flu symptoms with Dayquil Intense Flu. Dayquil Intense Flu provides powerful relief of your flu symptoms.
I'm ready for that to-do list.
Wow, you do got this.
Dayquil Intense Flu. The daytime coughing, aching, fever, under your flu, medicine. Use as directed, keep out of reach of children.
A KFC tale in the pursuit of flavor. The Colonel despised the word empty. Empty plates, empty tables, empty stomachs. That's why he made the KFC $5 bowls, like the famous bowl. Creamy mashed potatoes, crispy chicken, corn, gravy, and cheese. Because the only empty the Colonel liked was when you reached the bottom of that bowl. The Colonel lived, so we could chicken. 5 KFC bowls for just $5 each.
Prices and participation may vary. Taxes, tips, and fees extra.
What if your instincts could pay off? With Robinhood Prediction Markets, you could put your knowledge to work on the events that matter to you. Prediction Markets isn't just sports. It's the Fed rate decision, your favorite awards show, and so much more beyond the playing field. Trade events with Robinhood. Visit Robinhood.com/predict. That's Robinhood.com/predict. Futures and cleared swaps trading involves significant risk and is not appropriate for everyone. Event contracts are offered by Robinhood Derivatives LLC, a registered futures commission merchant and swap firm.
Hi, everybody. Joe Reinagle here for the Golf Club of Texas. I absolutely love the Golf Club of Texas. They've made so many improvements to the golf course, from brand new cart paths to resodding the greens and fairways. You might think it's a private club, but it's not. It's open to the public 7 days a week. Best rates are always online at golfclubtexas.com. That's golfclubtexas.com. The the Golf Club of Texas. You know where it is, right there off Briggs Ranch Road off Highway 90. The Golf Club of Texas is the friendliest golf course in Texas.
Hey, it's Rich Eisen for Pella Windows and Doors. Sometimes teams take a timeout to regroup and call the right play. When it comes to your home, Pella Windows and Doors always has the winning game plan. They do it every day, and that's why your neighbors trust them. Visit Pella.com/Eisen today. Right now, Pella Windows and Doors of San Antonio is offering $250 off per qualifying window and $550 off per qualifying door, and no payments, no interest, if paid in full within 12 months.
Some restrictions may apply. See store for details. Offer ends January 31st, 2026.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from News Talk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. As you head into your early morning commute, heaviest delay is going to be 1604 westbound Redland Road to Gold Canyon, far north side of town. We've got an accident, 2 left lanes blocked. Only the right lane open, so it's going to set you back over 90 minutes. Traffic is just not moving from I-10. Evans would be a good alternate route, or best to just wait this out, if at all possible. 281 southbound Evans, that wreck has been moved off a main lane, now off to the shoulder. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA Time Saver Traffic.
San Antonio Sports Center.
In the NBA, the Spurs bounced back in a big way, snapping a 2-game losing streak with a 119-101 win over the Bucks. Wemby led the way with 22 points. Steph Castle added 19 and De'Aaron Fox 18. They're back in action tomorrow night at the Frost Center, taking on the T-Wolves, tipped for 7 o'clock. In the NFL, the divisional round weekend kicks off early on San Antonio Sports Star. The Bills will take on the Broncos starting at 2:30 with the pregame, followed by the 49ers in Seattle to take on the Seahawks starting at 7. I'm Rob Thompson for 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
From the studios of San Antonio Sports Star, reaching more sports fans than any station in South Texas. Welcome to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson. This is 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Oh.
Almost.
Oh, I can smell it.
Almost.
Smell those sea breezes from here.
Oh, yes. Oh, yes.
I can smell the expensive parking from here.
You know what? Did you see what happened with Puka Nakua's brother?
No.
Luka Nakua?
No, his name's...
His name is Fred,
His
which
name,
is weird.
His name is Samson.
Samson Nakua. I like
that. He will not be charged. He was arrested last month for allegedly taking a vehicle without the owner's consent. Samson Nakua and another man were arrested by the sheriff's department in L.A. in December after allegedly stealing a car belonging to Lakers forward Edu Tierro.
Okay.
But Thursday, Samson Nakua believed it was Puka's car. He has one that is similar in model and color to a vehicle owned by Tierro. As a result, Tierro did not want to press charges. He decided to let him get away with it because he thought it was his brother's car, and it was just a misunderstanding.
Where? Where was the car?
Wow.
Was it like at the basketball arena, and it was in?
I don't know.
I'm trying to figure out how this happened because it does involve a key. It
Yeah,
wasn't like
you can't just get in and, I mean, I don't know. I mean, unless the key was left in it.
Here it is. Let's see here. Sheriff's Office said that it was at a hotel on Sunset Boulevard. Later learned that Samson Nakua took like you're saying, took it without knowing that it wasn't his car. Somebody just gave him the key, it appears.
Yeah, I don't know.
Bet it's a nice car.
Oh, I'm sure. It doesn't say what kind of car it is, though, but I'd like to know.
I bet it's at least a Honda.
At
least.
I'm guessing, yeah.
Maybe it might really be upmarket. Might be Genesis.
Ford Fusion,
might be a Fusion. There's money going on in
L.A. If you have never heard the name Samson Nakua before,
I haven't.
That's because you don't keep up with the UFL.
The what?
He will be playing for the Birmingham Stallions this year. Last year, he played for the Michigan Panthers, and he got suspended one game for slapping a fan. Seems like Samson Nakua is a real level-headed guy.
I'm liking this guy more. I want to
Slapping
party
fans,
with you, Samson.
taking people's cars who kind of look like his brothers. Like, yeah. This seems like.
Would you rather have him or Mahomes' brother?
Oh, I'll take the guy who's slapping fans.
Yeah, I'll take Samson. I'll party with that guy.
Give me that guy every time. Yeah. But yeah, very generous of them not to press charges.
Press charges.
If it would have been me and I would have said my brother has a similar make and model, do you think he would have bought it?
Probably not.
I'm guessing not.
No.
Yeah, I'm guessing not. The latest in trade rumors for Jonathan Kuminga and Ja Morant. Jonathan Kuminga became trade eligible on Thursday. He wants out of Golden State badly enough that he has demanded a trade. Kuminga has been basically on the bench for the last month. He last played on December 18th for 9 minutes. It's clear that Kerr wants to move on from Kuminga, but the Warriors have also been kind of stubborn on their asking price, which is weird. They passed on the Kings offer. The Mavericks apparently are showing interest in Jonathan Kuminga. There is a $24.3 million team option next season, which that's interesting. A team option means basically he could be a expiring contract.
Yeah, it's not that much money though.
The Warriors want expiring contracts in return for Kuminga, as they don't want to take on long-term money. For a deal with the Kings, they didn't want to take on the 3 years left on Malik Monk's deal. Golden State said we just refuse to take on that contract. Right. The only way the Warriors would be willing to take on a contract like that would be if the player, quote, added no brain positive value, which apparently Malik Monk does not have no brain or positive value. The Warriors reportedly could be interested in Michael Porter Jr.
And I know he's on the block.
The Nets and Warriors have not talked in recent weeks. The Warriors also were interested in Trey Murphy, but the Pelicans have basically said none of their core guys are available ahead of the deadline. I don't understand that.
Well, I know that Trey Murphy, they value him. I saw numbers floating around. Like, if you wanted to even talk about, it's like 4 number ones for Trey. Yeah, they're really, and he is pretty damn good, but he ain't that.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Ja Morant is still on the trade block, and there are more teams interested in him than there were in Trae Young, at a minimum.
Yes.
There are reports that 2 teams in particular are the most interested in Ja, those being the Toronto Raptors and the Miami Heat. It says it's unclear what the Raptors would be willing to give up to get Morant, but they have been active in search of another star player. The Grizzlies are said to have interest in younger pieces, so they're not asking for big stars back. At least these sources say they want to build around their core of Jaren Jackson, Jalen Wells, and Cedric Howard. So it sounds like they maybe changed their mind about moving on from Jaren Jackson. Another team, the Miami Heat, says apparently there's been tangible dialogue between the 2 teams. Miami's looking for a spark in the roster, and again, it says it's unsure yet what Miami would have to send back in return
it would cost
for Ja Morant, but I'm guessing it starts with a Tyler Hero.
I think Hero, I'm looking at Jaime Jaquez, Nikola Jovic, I think all would be in play, and even Terry Rozier's contract probably have to go as well.
Okay.
So I'll tell you what.
Is Ja a difference maker for one of those teams?
He would be for Miami, but he's going to have to accept the fact that he is going to be coached in an entirely different way and be restricted in ways that he has never been restricted. But he will be free to flow in some other areas that he's never been free to flow in. If he could accept going to Miami and playing for Spoelstra and put away some of the BS and play like the pro that Riles and Spoelstra would expect and work under the framework that Bam Adebayo has held down, a hell of a deal.
Yeah.
A hell of a deal for both sides, because if Memphis can extract just a little bit of talent, I mean, it'll help them. This is more about freedom than it is improvement for Memphis, So, but if Miami can manufacture that, I think both sides should genuinely look at it. But Ja is going to have to offer, I would think, Pat Riley some assurances. Like, Jimmy Butler came here and flourished, and we didn't think he could. So it can work, but you're going to have to buy into the Miami way, and Jod has not played in the Miami way before.
There are also, now that we've hit the 41-game mark, the midseason awards are out, the midseason predictions for awards. 2 names got mentioned in the MVP out of 6 panelists. I'm guessing you know one. Who do you think the other one is?
Well, if we go by performance per minute, Wemby isn't. But I don't know how I get past the Joker. I haven't even thought about who would be second.
Shea got 5 votes. Jokic got 1 vote.
But I think for Jokic, they're going to tag team it, though.
For Jokic, it's all about, is he going to play enough games?
Yeah, and only reason I said Joker over Shea is because Shea won it last year.
Yeah,
and if I think all things are even, then it goes back to Joker.
6 of the 6 panelists, 3 names came up for Defensive Player of the Year.
Well, obviously, I would like to see a guard. I'd like to see Anthony Edwards. Where's he in this?
None of them are guards.
See, I'd like to see a guard mentioned. So obviously, Victor first.
Wemby.
Jaren, is he in there? Is he over Gobert, or is Gobert still getting all those votes?
Gobert is getting the most mentions, and Chet Holmgren.
Let's see.
So 3 bigs getting the mentions. What about Rookie of the Year? I'll give you a hint. There's only 2 names that get brought up.
It's not one of our guys?
Not one of our guys.
Let's say I'm looking in Philadelphia and in Utah.
You're looking in the wrong places.
Really?
5 of the 6 say Cooper Flagg.
Oh, yeah. I'm sorry.
The 6th says Con Kniefel.
Man, I love the way that Edgecombe's playing. VJ's playing.
I think so, too. I think he's being kind of overlooked.
I love what's the Baylor guard with Utah? Have you seen his numbers lately?
Oh,
he is balling.
I've not seen his numbers.
He's playing really well. Now, it's obvious that Cooper Flagg gets it. Now the worry is, will he have enough games with his ankle?
True. Let me see stats for Utah. Where are we looking at here? Keontae George, 23.7 points per game.
Playing, man.
But he's not a rookie.
Year.
Yeah, he's second year. Yeah,
give him comeback.
Because I was going to say, they got Ace Bailey and Keontae, but Keontae George been around for a year. But yeah, Ace Bailey, no vote. I don't want to say I told you so.
Yeah, we all saw that coming.
I tried to tell y'all. Y'all didn't want to listen to me. Coach of the Year. There are 1, 2, 3, 4 names mentioned in Coach of the Year.
Well, obviously, Dagnall will be mentioned just because they got the best team.
No.
Not on there, huh?
No.
Who's the biggest surprise for me? Who's getting – man, I'd like to think Mitch is in there, but he's not.
Mitch got 1 vote.
Did he? I mean, who is it? I'm trying to figure who I'd give it to right now.
3 of the 6 votes went to Joe Mazzulla.
Hey, yeah.
I mean,
they're certainly competitive. I'll give them that. I mean, if I hadn't rolled in there and just whooped them, I wouldn't. I might have looked at it a little bit different. But yeah, okay.
One guy says J.B. Bickerstaff. 1 vote for Mitch Johnson and 1 vote for Jordan Ott.
And Jordan Ott.
Jordan Ott's the Phoenix coach.
I didn't know that, but okay.
Yeah.
This is yet
Phoenix
to be,
is outperforming.
Yeah. This is an award that is yet to be won.
I think so, too.
Yeah, this one's wide
I think it's still up for grabs here. 6th Man of the Year. There are 4 names mentioned. No, 5 names mentioned.
Keldon is a top 4 6th man in the league, and I know he's not getting mentioned.
Only 4. He's mentioned twice.
He should be, because
he's one of only 2 guys who got 2 mentions.
I think he is. For those that are paying attention, Keldon's the best 6th man in basketball.
Keldon gets 2 mentions. Naz Reid gets 2 mentions. Isaiah Stewart gets a mention, and Jaime Jaquez gets the last vote.
But for guys that have changed and become something that he is a 6th man in every way.
And most improved player. There are only 2 names mentioned. One of them we've already discussed. It's Keontae George. He got 2 votes.
So that's he'll get that.
The other guy got 4 votes. Denny Avdija, the Hawks. I didn't realize it. I looked at his stats and I was like, wow, he did put up some numbers. Credit where it's due. But yeah, I think Wemby, because he can only miss 3 more games the rest of the season. I think until he's mathematically eliminated, he is. I mean, he is the defensive player of the year until he misses those 3 games, which I think he will. And then it's going to be Gobert or Chet. But
and it'll be Chet. They won't give it to Gobert again.
I don't think so either.
Yeah.
I think people have seen enough of it. I really do.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, it's not that he's not good anymore. It's just that
there's nothing
he's
new.
kind of a one-trick pony.
Yeah, this is the same thing year after year. And yeah, I do value the blocks, but you're going to have to do something else. Do you defend far away from the basket? They were trying to get him the other day. Think about what we just saw. They were trying to get Wemby on to Gobert. They wanted Gobert to come out and guard Wemby to close that game out. And Minnesota realized that's a bad idea, and they put Julius Randle on him and won the game because of that. The Spurs were trying to take advantage of Gobert. I just don't think he should be the guy that gets it.
Right now, the MVP, the odds, Shea is minus 400. Jokic has been taken off the board.
Yeah.
Luka is 6-1, your second favorite. Cade Cunningham 16-1, your third favorite. The next closest guy is 35-1, Jaylen Brown. So that's, 30. It's Shea's. Shea's going to win it.
Best guy on the best team.
Rookie of the year, Cooper Flagg, an even bigger favorite, minus 750.
Who's second, just in case he doesn't hit 65?
Conkin Eiffel,
yeah,
6-1. VJ Edgecombe 22-1. Derek Queen 60-1.
Yeah, well, he's had a good year.
The sixth man of the year, like you said, this is kind of an open race. Keldon is second favorite at 5-1. I think there's good value on that number.
That's surprising. I didn't know he was getting the credit that he's due.
Nas Reed's the favorite at plus 280. Keldon 5-1. Hawkes 7-1. Anthony Black 8-1.
Mm-hmm.
I could see a world where if the Spurs keep playing well,
absolutely,
yeah. And your favorite for Coach of the Year, J.B. Bickerstaff. Your second favorite, Mitch Johnson.
Should be JB. Well, J.B. Bickerstaff has a lifespan. He gets about 5 years. Yeah, he has an arc where, that team's as good as they're ever going to be, and then for whatever reason, they hit a wall with Bickerstaff. And enjoy it while it rides.
Did anybody think the Pistons would be the 1 seed in the East right now?
No, he has done an extraordinary job, and I'm saying, but realize who Bickerstaff is. Wherever he has been, after about 4 years, for whatever reason, people get sick of him.
Yeah.
And right now, I like, as a kind of a deep, most improved, or whatever Cade Cunningham is available to, the way that they're playing. Loki, what are they? What's the record in the East? They're second best in the East?
No, they're the best in the East.
Best team in the East?
Oh, yeah.
I think we're going to hear more and more about Cade Cunningham in the MVP votes. I think there's going to be more of that. And I just don't think JB's going to get the respect he's due just because he keeps getting run out of places after a couple of years.
The Thunder have a 6.5 game lead over the field in the West. The Pistons have a 4.5 game over the field in the East. Like they're the best team by far. And they are, without question, the second best team in the NBA right now.
Fun to watch.
No doubt. Yeah, we got to watch them in person up in Austin last year. That is a good basketball team, man. Very good. All right, when we come back, we're going to take a look at what's going on outside the world of sports. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
94.1 San Antonio Sports Star traffic from Newstalk 550 KTSA.
Good morning. We are working a few stalls as you head into your midday commute. This broken down vehicle at I-10 westbound at Hildebrand is taking up a main lane, right lane block. A couple of stalls that are off to the right shoulder, I-10 eastbound at Probat and I-10 eastbound at New Braunfels. Now, if you guys see something we're not talking about, call us on the traffic tip line so we can check it out. At number 210-785-2601. I'm Debbie Alcacer, KTSA, Time Saver Traffic.
This report is sponsored by Allstate. Wish you could save on home insurance? With Allstate, you could easily save and get quality protection. Yep, it's a win-win. So what are you waiting for? Check Allstate first for a quote today. You're in good hands with Allstate.
Finding great candidates to hire can be like, trying to find a needle in a haystack. Sure, you can post your job to some job board, but then all you can do is hope the right person comes along, which is why you should try ZipRecruiter for free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter doesn't depend on candidates finding you. It finds them for you. Its powerful technology identifies people with the right experience and actively invites them to apply to your job. You get qualified candidates fast. So while other companies might deliver a lot of hay, ZipRecruiter finds you what you're looking for. the needle in the haystack.
See why 4 out of 5 employers who post a job on ZipRecruiter get a quality candidate within the first day. ZipRecruiter, the smartest way to hire. And right now, you can try ZipRecruiter for free. That's right, free at ZipRecruiter.com/radio. That's ZipRecruiter.com/radio. ZipRecruiter.com/radio.
ZipRecruiter. Hey, fans! Welcome back to Fansville's Cheers and Tears. Oh. Okay, so everybody deals with losing, right? To a rival on a last-second field goal. Whatever, it's fine. I'm totally fine. But I cope with losing with an ice-cold Dr. Pepper. Those 23 flavors are so delicious. They totally wash away the pain of your college football team taking a big fat L. College football. It's a pepper thing.
I've always wanted to learn French, but the app I tried didn't help.
If you want to memorize words in another language, there's an app for that. But if you want to really learn another language, there's Babbel. Babbel was designed by over 200 language learning experts to be the most effective way to learn another language.
With other language learning apps, I was just playing games. I wasn't really learning. Babbel's different. Every time I open the app, I can choose to work on my writing, speaking, or listening. And it saves my mistakes for me to review, so I'm constantly improving. Babbel feels like it was created intentionally by people who really know what you need to learn another language. Before Babbel, I thought I just wasn't good with languages. But now I'm speaking French. Tout ça, c'est grâce à Babbel.
Want to really learn another language? Save up to 50% on your Babbel subscription when you sign up at Babbel.com. That's Babbel.com to save up to 50%. Babbel.com.
Do you owe back taxes to the IRS? Whether it's due to job loss, a divorce, a new business venture, or you just didn't file your taxes, don't lose hope. Powerful relief programs are now available that can help you and may reduce or even eliminate what you owe the IRS. With the cost of living affecting millions across the country, Tax Relief Advocates is urgently notifying anyone with $5, $50, or even $500,000 in back taxes to the IRS to call to get relief options. With over 1,000 5-star Google reviews and an A+ rating from the Better Business Bureau, TRA is America's trusted choice for real tax relief. Relief options are now available that can give you a fresh start and peace of mind. End your tax nightmare today by calling our tax relief hotline. Dial 800-390-8432. 800-390-8432. That's 800-390-8432. Or visit TRA.com. Tax Relief Advocates. Real solutions for real people.
Did you know that Apple started in a garage? Google started in a garage. So did Amazon and Hewlett-Packard. At the next rodeo, we have nothing against garages, but this is for those burgeoning businesses that started in backyards. Bedrooms, bathrooms, kitchens, home offices, and also garages. Small businesses with smaller beginnings that were looked down on, tucked down too, but had the smarts to survive and the grit to grow. And now they're ready for the next chapter, the next level. Now they're ready for the next rodeo. The Next Rodeo is a creative partner that brings world-class thinking to companies who know where they're going, no matter where they came from. The Next Rodeo. The difference between the business you have and the business you want is one great idea. Get the full story at thenextrodeo.com.
You're listening to the Morning Huddle with AJ Hoffman and Rob Thompson.
This is one of the few I actually know the words.
Couple things from the YouTube, the Brigade Bar. SA Texan says Mitch is a liability. You buy that?
A liability? No, that's absolutely wrong, dude. Settle down. No.
Okay.
Now, he is not what he is going to be. He is a very young coach.
It's a work in progress.
But he is not a liability. Far from it.
C-note, Chet will win because of default just because Wemby misses too many games. We all know who the real DPOY is. Chet is ass, though, lucking up on awards he didn't deserve.
I wouldn't say ass.
First of all, I don't think Chet is ass. I think Chet's a very good player. I think Wemby's a better defensive player than him, certainly. But attendance has to be part of the grade.
Absolutely,
and
it
I
does.
I mean, you can call it luck or whatever and saying he doesn't deserve it, but it's hard for me to say a guy deserves an award when he can't show up for a quarter of the game.
And the sad thing is he'll probably end up getting it because, like we said, Gobert, we've seen that act. You do something new or different. And it'll light a fire under Chet because every time you bring up DPOY and Chet, there'll be an asterisk because he's DPOY from 2026 because Wemby was out. You know, you carry that, and it digs deep into your soul. And it could be the best thing that happens to him because it fire up, man. You got to go earn it because everybody thinks it was given to you.
The first time that this really came into play was when Joel Embiid didn't win the MVP, when he was pretty clearly the best player in the world. But it was like, if you can't show up for work, it's like, what do you want us to do?
And if it had been Embiid when that happened, I'm not sure because he'd been malingering his entire career. I don't think we'd have gotten to the point where we'd have had a game minimum. But because of Embiid and the asterisk.
Well, no, Embiid is the one who first got it. He's the one who first missed out on MVP votes because he couldn't.
And we didn't mind that because he'd always been out. And if it had been anybody else that didn't get it because of missed years, I don't think it would have happened.
But also, I mean, Wemby wouldn't have qualified in any of his seasons so far.
And I just think we're headed in a direction where we need to separate the way you're paid from the awards.
Yeah.
Because you can't look at me with a straight face and go back in 2025, 26, the best defensive player was Rudy Gobert or Chet Holmgren. You go, wait a minute, I saw that year. I watched that year. No, they weren't.
Yeah.
The guys I saw play, there was one guy I know was better. Now, you can tell me whatever the award says. I watched it, and I know, and the numbers tell me otherwise. So I think we're going to have to separate that. I don't mind the minimum years to win the award, but I don't like the minimum years to win the award to be available for the money. I think we need to separate that. And if we do, I think it'll be easier for them to play more games, quite frankly.
Yeah. All right. Let's get to the world outside of sports. I'll start with where should we start? You know what? I'll start with a car thief. I don't know how to say the name of this town. I think it's Hyannis.
Hyannisport?
It just says Hyannis. It's around Nantucket.
That's it. It's Hyannis.
Okay. Hyannis, Massachusetts. Here's what happened. A car thief was trying to steal a car in Hyannis, and he inadvertently uncovered a kilo of cocaine hidden in the trunk.
Sweet. This is a movie.
So what do you think he does once he finds this coke?
Half for me. I don't know. Probably went out and tried to sell it. He's a criminal.
He tasted it.
Dude, the most unbelievable thing happened.
He threw it away?
No. He called the cops.
Hey, I'm just a thief, man.
Come on.
I'm just a thief. I ain't a drug addict.
He said, hey, guys, I was trying to steal this car, and you're not going to believe what I found in the trunk. So what they do, they arrested the car's owner, a 62-year-old Nantucket man, on serious drug charges.
Let me tell you something. I want to be that dude's lawyer, and I want to go talk to this criminal who called and turned this in and impeach this guy's character. Like, there's no way you're going to convict me when a criminal says, oh, I found cocaine in the car I just stole from you.
So here's the way it went down.
What?
Here's the way it went down. At first, he called the cops and said he found a bunch of cocaine on the side of the road. So the cops came out, and they brought him to the headquarters for an interview.
Mm-hmm.
While he was being questioned, his story changed. He said, okay, I kind of made that up. I didn't really find it on the side of the road. Really what it was is I was trying to steal a bunch of stuff out of the trunk of a car, and I was stealing some of the stuff, and then I came across this cocaine, and I just got scared, and I thought I needed to tell somebody. The man said he planned to steal the car itself, but while he was using a screwdriver to pry open the steering column, aiming to manipulate the ignition cylinder. When that failed, he said, okay, well, I'll just steal whatever's in the trunk. Hopefully I can get something out of this thing. He lifted a spare tire and discovered a Target shopping bag concealing a duct tape package Realizing the contents were likely drugs and fearing he would face severe charges if caught with them, he panicked.
That's fine.
Unsure how to dispose of the find without drawing suspicion, he made the unexpected decision to call the cops, framing his call as a good faith to report to get rid of them.
I don't care. My 62-year-old client will never be convicted of this crap. This guy changed his story twice.
That's true.
And still blame me, and you're going to arrest me? All
right.
I don't know, man. Last guy I saw holding the coke is that dude, not me.
Well, the problem is, though, it led them to then.
It's called fruit from the poisonous tree. I don't care what they found at his house. I don't care where they went. They shouldn't have been going in the first place. That wasn't his cocaine. That was the thief.
Well, but when you do have a bunch of cocaine and Adderall and packaging materials and scales at your house,
good luck getting it. Good luck getting it in trial.
Well, if you got a search warrant from a judge, right?
From an ill-gotten, it was. I think I could have gone to the judge and say that was not. You don't get to just say, okay, go look in that house. He's got cocaine. You don't get to just go to a judge and say, oh, this criminal tells me he found cocaine in this guy's trunk, and you should go look at his house.
It is pretty crazy.
And they listen to him like, okay, we'll follow you.
I don't know. I mean, that's kind of what happened. It is pretty wild.
Dude, that's a movie, man. That's a comedy movie right there.
Are you familiar with James Taylor?
He's one of my favorite musicians.
Mm-hmm.
Can we play some Fire and Rain?
Sweet Baby Jane.
Sweet Baby Jane. That's a good one, too.
Yeah, man. Why? Is there bad news regarding Jim?
Bad news regarding James Taylor.
Oh, no.
Okay, go ahead.
Yeah. James Taylor was arrested.
He's not on heroin again, is he?
No. He was arrested after calling an emergency dispatch line more than 150 times last week.
Well, he's got to be in his 80s.
It's not the same James Taylor.
Okay.
It's another guy named James
good.
Taylor.
Oh.
Unless things have taken a real turn for the worse.
Well, I've seen other
Vic,
stars.
how bad would it have to be for this to be James Taylor? What do you think?
Oh, God.
Yeah, times are hard for this fella.
James back on the heroin.
Yeah.
He needs a beer.
This is 52-year-old James Taylor. Police said some of the calls were regarding loud noise, made over 100 calls to 911 last week. They learned that Taylor had an active misdemeanor warrant on harassment charges related to previous threats to dispatch. Officers said Taylor spoke to them over the phone, but he refused in-person contact. Then they went to his home, where officers said Taylor shouted at them from inside and became increasingly belligerent throughout the night. I can't imagine drugs or alcohol was involved with a guy like that.
No.
After a police captain spoke with Taylor on the phone and informed him that he had a warrant, Taylor allowed officers into the home, and he apologized before cooperating with his arrest.
So he's calling somebody about loud music? Is that what it was?
Yes.
100 times?
But he had his own warrant.
This dude's, the sad thing is you got to answer the 911 call. You can't just let it ring.
I mean, yeah, you're right.
You again?
Bad news for guys like me who, like when I say the name Matthew McConaughey, what's the first thing that comes to mind?
All right.
All right.
Of course.
Guess what? You can't do that anymore.
Did he trademark it?
He trademarked it. He copyrighted it.
I thought that would probably have been Linkletter. Didn't he write that?
Well, no, I'm pretty sure that is
ad-libbed, you think?
I'm guessing
Probably.
that's ad-libbed. But he did it not so guys like us don't do it, but so AI won't be able to use it. They don't want to. He doesn't want any AI using his using his voice or manipulating his stuff in any way. So he's like, well, I'll at least, yeah, good luck. But he did get a he did get a trademark on it.
I saw what's her name, the Soup Marvel. What's her name? That's married to Colin Jost. Her voice. She sued because she was listening to a commercial and they were like, "Hey, that's my voice."
Yeah.
And it was AI, but it was a facsimile of her voice, and actually got a cease and desist.
Yeah,
and went and trademarked her voice.
What do you think is the best food city in the world?
What a great question.
In the world,
the best food city.
Because you have been a world traveler.
New York is by far, you have access to more foods from more places than any place I've been. Just because the borough you're in can change. And a lot of cities have great food cultures, but it's the same culture, Second best food city I've ever been, oh gosh, I don't know how you're going to define this. Is street foods included in this, or is
I
it
think
just
everything,
high-end
yeah.
restaurants? Oh, my goodness. New York, number 1. Vancouver, I'd put in the top 5. And then London, 3rd, but that's primarily because of just influence of a food.
Mexico.
Okay, so
Mexico City.
London is number 1 on the list, and I'm shocked by that.
Well, the food culture has improved over the last 20 years. I'll give them that. Oh, yeah, when I first started going over there when I was a kid, it was like boiled meat and fried fish and fish and chips. There wasn't much.
I did not enjoy it very much at all, quite frankly.
Oh,
the
so
food.
you've been more recent. So why are they saying it's improved so much?
I mean, it's there's a lot of Michelin-starred restaurants there. Apparently, there's a come-up of it. But it's just surprising to me that New York, not in the top 10.
Well, I was going to say Houston. Houston's a great food city.
I think I've been lucky to live in some of these places. New York, Houston, Las Vegas.
Well, Vegas is like
and New Orleans,
holy land. I mean, all the great restaurants are there, but there's not exterior culture.
That's 4 of my top 5. New York, Houston, Las Vegas, and New Orleans are in my top 5. I don't know who my 5th to round it out would be. But the fact that there wasn't a single American city on the list, very disappointing. The list goes London, Dubai,
okay,
Rome,
yeah,
Hong Kong.
See, I don't know.
Paris.
Yeah. If you like baguettes and
snails.
I mean, it's French cuisine. Of course it's going to be listed. But there's no external. It's just that. That's why we're talking about New York and Houston, where you get all the cultures melding together, and you get these cool outflows of some guy that.
Maybe that's what they do. Maybe they're not. They don't like that. Maybe that's why they don't like American food, because they're like, oh, we're butchering the.
When I think of when you go to Austin and you can go find this Egyptian cat who decided he wanted to learn how to barbecue, but is bringing this Middle Eastern sensibilities and the fire that he uses, and what comes out of that stove is like nothing else in the world. That's what makes a great food city. When people are coming together and, I do this, you do that, let's do this together and let's try it. That's what makes things just explode. And that's why Houston has really come on over the last 20 years, just because everybody live in tight quarters. You're all sharing the same ingredients, and you're starting to date each other, and you start doing some really cool stuff. That's what makes it.
After those top 5, it goes Mallorca.
That's another Spanish.
Doha, Qatar, Crete, Bangkok, and Marrakesh are your top 10. But it talks about London. These are some of the things it says about London. The world's best pizza can be found on Baker Street and in Soho.
I disagree with that.
There's no way. It says London also does burgers very well. Bleecker Burger and Black Bear Burger came in 2nd and 3rd place, respectively, in the
They have a
world's
beef culture.
101 Best Steak Restaurant Burger Awards.
I will say the British have a beef culture, so I'm not surprised at that.
Yeah, but come on.
No, there's no way. First of all, when you lead with the world's best pizzas in London, you've already lost me.
And there's a place that said to serve. It's 34 Old Compton Street in Soho is said to serve the world's best fries.
Well, I get that. The fish and chips culture is also pretty big. They know how to make some fries.
I'm surprised at this. I am surprised at this. It all tasted kind of like. There's not really a better way to put it than it tastes like white people cooked.
Yeah, it's boiled. It's everything you felt like boiled and not salted.
Like if you don't, these people don't season their food there.
But that's not the Brits we're talking about. We're talking about when you say the best food you're going to find in London is Italian.
Yeah,
you just said the best pizza that's coming out of Italy. If you're going to Marrakesh, I would get the sense you're eating a lot of Moroccan cuisine. But you're not going to find a good Chinese joint.
Yeah. All right, let's take our last break of the day, friends. When we return, the daily lines, our last look at these lines. It is the Morning Huddle on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
The John Clay Wolf Show. Here's what's going on in the Wolf Pack.
I took my stepdad's Bronco 2 to the beach in Nantucket, and I hooked up with this, get this.
Yes?
Danish nanny.
Of course.
So you do have a type.
Yes.
The John Clay Wolf Show.
Listen to the John Clay Wolf Show, Saturday morning at 8 on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Blue Star Tequila, the world's first and only night-harvested tequila. This is tequila that's natural, unfiltered best, made with 100% blue agave and totally additive-free. Smooth, vibrant, and full of character. It's tequila the way it was meant to be. So whether you're chasing championships or celebrating the moment, raise your glass to bold beginnings and taste the Blue Star difference.
Find Blue Star Tequila near you at Specs, Costco, and Alamo City Liquor.
Okay, I have to tell you, I was just looking on eBay where I go for all kinds of things I love, and there it was.
That hologram trading card. One of the rarest, the last one I needed for my set. Shiny like the
designer handbag of my dreams. One of a kind. eBay had it, and now everyone's asking, ooh, where'd you get your
windshield wipers? eBay has all the parts that fit my car. No more annoying, just beautiful.
Millions of finds, each with a story. eBay. Things people love.
Smalls here. Life is full of choices, some big, some small. And when you choose an H&R Block Tax Pro, you're choosing the largest network of tax expertise to be in your corner. For when your big ambitions need help with the small details. For when your six figures come from 6 different places. For when your gaming stream becomes your revenue stream. For when your business's year 1 needs 70 years of tax know-how. At H&R Block, they've seen it all. And they're here to help you make the most out of your money for life outside the box.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
Maybe this is you too. There is enormous frustration right now with healthcare costs. It's amazing. Healthcare costs for families in the last 20 years have almost tripled, and it just keeps getting worse. All this to say, this is why MediShare is so in demand right now. People are looking for alternatives, and MediShare is proven. And yeah, you could save thousands of dollars a year and actually like it more. Here's the number. They're easy to talk to. 877-64-BIBLE. That's 877-64-BIBLE.
The second I see that Chick-fil-A text in the group chat, I'm throwing my shoes on and running out the door.
Hey, I'm Layla.
And I'm Kaylin.
And a little thing we love about the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit is
how it feels like an easygoing morning. The chicken adds the most flavor. It's juicy and seasoned.
The biscuit is just very light and airy and fluffy, just like a cloud.
I also love to put jelly on mine so it's sweet and savory.
It's a good start to the day.
Mornings are a little bit brighter with the Chick-fil-A chicken biscuit and Simply Orange juice. Available on the Chick-fil-A app. Real guests paid for their testimonials.
The football playoffs are here, and you know Underdog is the best place to get in on all the action. Jason Minix here from The Blitz. Look, as a Cowboy fan, I've got to find these games more exciting and entertaining, and I can do that with Underdog. Make your picks and win money right now in Texas, and it's easy. You take your favorite player stats and decide higher or lower on stats like touchdowns, receiving yards, rushing yards, that sort of thing. Get your picks right, you can win up to 5,000 times your cash. So what are you waiting for? Download the Underdog app today. Use promo code STAR to score $75 in bonus entries when you play your first $5. That's promo code STAR at Underdog. Make picks, win money. Must be 18 plus and present in Texas. Terms apply. See assets.underdogfantasy.com/web/play and get terms _DFS_.html for details. Concerned with your play? Call 1-800-GAMBLER or visit ncpgambling.org.
You still got it, but your immune system weakens as you age, making it harder to fight flu, pneumococcal pneumonia, RSV, and COVID-19. Ask your doctor or pharmacist which vaccines you need. Sponsored by Pfizer.
This is Jason Minix from The Blitz. You're listening to 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
Is this what you're getting ready for this weekend, Vic?
I wish, no. I'll have a heart attack.
Oh, yeah, you can't handle it.
It will clear my sinuses.
Oh, yes, it will. I mean, I've heard.
Yeah.
Post-nasal drip. Slow hand.
Ah, yes. Apparently not a great guy.
So I hear.
Yeah, not the best guy to be around. But, you know, most of these savants
genius.
are, yeah. Well, we've reached that point of the week, Rom. At the end of every show, we do the daily lines, and this is the last show of the week. So this is it. Let's do it.
It's the Morning Huddle's look at the daily lines with AJ and Rob on 94.1 San Antonio Sports Star.
You covered, yeah!
The Bills and the Broncos. The Bills, the slightest of underdogs at Denver tomorrow, 3:30 kickoff. The Bills on the money line are even money. The Broncos are minus 120. Your favorites just on the money line, so no need for point spreads here, friends. We just about that action, boss.
First half money line. What do you got them?
Let me see. Let me pull that up here. First half. Here's what I will say. Whatever it is, I would bet Denver.
I got Denver at 125, minus 125.
I've got same thing though. I've got even money for the Bills and Denver minus 115.
Oh, close.
So second half though, that's where you want to bet the Bills.
Go the other way, yes.
That's where you want to bet the Bills. The total in that one, 45.5. I kind of lean to the over. I think that it might be the highest scoring game of the week.
So that translates to your DFS stats if you're looking for some higher.
Yeah, I was telling Rob, I play in a fantasy league where we redraft through the playoffs. So like our playoffs are happening during the playoffs, and I am in the Final Four right now, and basically it's a 12-team league, and two 12-team leagues combined together, and the two champions play each other next week and draft against each other. But when I did my draft for this week, all of my starters came from the Buffalo-Denver or Rams-Bears game because I think those are the high-scoring games. I think the 49ers-Seahawks is a low-scoring game. I think the Texans-Patriots is a very low-scoring game. So that's something to consider when you're playing DFS is – if these don't start looking at higher on Drake May just because he's going to be the MVP or can be the MVP. Don't look at higher on Christian McCaffrey just because he's the best running back. Like you've got to be careful. You get keep in mind what the game flow will look like. I think that's an important tip for this week.
Speaking of game flow, looking at DFS, some of the low-hanging fruit. Puka Nacua, I have at least on Prize Picks at 7.5 receptions.
It's higher.
They're
going to feed the beast, especially if it's cold and windy.
Anything under 10, go higher if you're doing DFS.
It's short routes. Get the ball out. Get moving downfield. I think that's a safe play this weekend.
And Christian McCaffrey, I'd be very afraid of. But obviously, the DFS types are leaning in too. They see McCaffrey. I've got him at 53.5 rush yards, which they see what I see. They're going to do everything they can to keep McCaffrey from being effective.
I'm more interested in McCaffrey, the receiver, than I am McCaffrey, the running back this week. I think McCaffrey is more effective as a receiver than he is as a running back. In that game, the 49ers are 7-point dogs at Seattle. Total in that is 45. I like the under. And I think I like the dog here. I think Seattle wins the game, but I think the Niners, I think it's probably a field goal game. 3-4 points feels about right to me.
I'm a little bit more comfortable with Seattle than you are. I think that San Francisco's been playing a kind of running out of time. Not that Brock Purdy isn't good enough to keep them in it, but I think I like Seattle just a little bit more than you.
The Patriots are 3-point favorites, although there's starting to be some 3.5s. If you like the Texans, you might want to wait till kickoff. You may get some 3.5s, which would be that'd be a big bonus in a game that like I said, I think is going to just be very low scoring. If I got 3.5, I would probably have some action on the Texans.
Yes.
Because again, I could easily see this being a 13-10 type of game. I don't think anybody runs away from anybody in this game. These two defenses are too good, and the offenses have questions. So
I am also a little bit more in on Houston than you are.
Yeah.
I like them. Money line on Houston.
Well,
I think they're going to win it.
I've hated the Patriots all year, too. I should be in the same boat you are, but it's hard for me to – C.J. Stroud looked so awful last week. So awful.
I'm banking on there's no way it happens twice, but I've been wrong many times.
I think the only if you were to rank the quarterbacks and how much you trust them in the playoffs right now, does he come before or after Bo Nix?
No, he's dead last.
CJ's below Bo Nix.
Well, go look at the game film against Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
he had the yips. He couldn't even catch a snap.
Yeah, I think Bo Nix is 8th for me, but I think C.J. Stroud's 7th right now. That ain't a good place to be. The Rams are at the Bears. The Rams right now 3.5 or 4-point favorites, depending where you look. I mentioned that stat earlier in the show. 4-point home underdogs in the playoffs in the last 50 years are 9-0 against the spread. So keep that in mind if you're looking to back the Rams.
I'm not going to pay any attention to that at all, AJ.
Screw that. The Rams kill them.
I think the Rams are heading up.
I'm just concerned about the weather. That's my main concern, and I think it's a valid concern. Your favorite to win the Super Bowl right now, the Seahawks are plus 270, Rams plus 320, Patriots 6-1, Bills plus 650, Broncos 7-1, Texans 850, Bears 16-1. Niners, the long shots, 20-1.
I'd go get Buffalo right now.
Plus 650?
Yeah, man. It's going to get better after they win this week.
My only problem is, I do think if it's the Rams or the Seahawks, I think they'll beat the Bills in the Super Bowl.
Probably. But I think that if you believe that Buffalo's going to win it all, put the money now because the odds are going to get better if they win this week.
That's true.
You know what I mean? So if you truly
that's
believe
on anybody.
So go get the money now. And I think that Buffalo is headed toward the Super Bowl.
I do think if they win this week, I think the odds are very good. Cleveland is at the Sixers tonight. Sixers 2.5-point favorites at home. Give me Philly. Give me Philly to take care of business at home tonight. The unwatchable game of the evening. The New Orleans Pelicans visit the Indiana Pacers. Oh, my gosh. Imagine sitting down and watching that game. Imagine paying for a ticket to that game.
Well, you get to go see Zion at least. Ain't nobody else playing.
The Pacers are 3.5-point favorites. How you feel about that?
That's stupid. Although Siakam is always worth something. I like New Orleans for the first time all year.
It's hard to say it out loud, but I think that's the only thing I can say.
Now, they are going to be without Herb Jones, Alvarado, so that does matter. India will be without Mathurin and Toppin, but they haven't been around all year.
Clippers are at the Raptors. Clippers 1.5-point favorites. Market's starting to catch up on the Clippers being the hot team right now, and rightfully so. They have been playing really good ball. The Bulls are at the Brooklyn Nets. Nets minus 1.5. I think the Nets win tonight. I'd play just the money line minus 125.
No Giddy. That's all I need to know.
Yep, that's all I need to know. Timberwolves at the Rockets. No Ant-Man for the T-Wolves. Rockets are 4.5-point favorites.
This will be a good game.
They got kicked in the teeth last night, though, so how do they bounce back? That's the big question. The Sacramento Kings are favored by 7.5 points. And you might be saying, how's that even possible? Well, they are playing the Washington Wizards tonight. That is the only way it's possible. Kings minus 7.5 on that one.
No Sabonis, no Murray for Sacramento.
And they're laying.
Sabonis is game time, but I don't think he's going.
And they're laying 7.5.
I don't get that.
Let's think about that for just a minute. No, I've got no interest in Sacramento laying 7.5 points against anyone, quite frankly. All right. College hoops. You mentioned there was some good college hoops games on Saturday.
Because you're only going to be paying attention till about 2 o'clock, so you got to get them early. And
I only got a little bit of time.
There is one early game that is going to be spectacular out of the SEC.
Are you talking Florida Vandy?
That's it, man. I've circled that game. 1 o'clock, I'm ready for it.
1 o'clock tip at Vanderbilt. There's no line out yet. I'll give you my wizard projection and say it's going to be Vanderbilt favored by about 2. And I like Vandy.
I do too.
I'm done. I think Vandy is we got to start respecting this team, man.
And
they're
Florida
so good.
Will be in there at the end, and they've had a good week. Boogie Flan is finding his depth, and the big guys are starting to play better for Florida. But Vanderbilt is a better basketball team today.
Another really good game in the SEC is Arkansas and Georgia. Again, I'll probably project the home team. Georgia probably around a 2-3-point favorite.
Did they just go down? Didn't Georgia just lose?
They did.
Yeah.
So did Arkansas.
Yeah.
But Arkansas away from home and Arkansas at home are two different animals. Arkansas away from home, I could see Georgia taking care of business. The game of the week that I won't watch because it comes on at 7 o'clock, BYU at Texas Tech. I am fascinated to see what BYU looks like stepping up in competition a little bit. And I think Texas Tech can give them some. That's probably going to be a pick 'em. Maybe Texas Tech -1, but should be a very good game up there on the Llano Estacado.
We got the Battle of the Texas going on, and we got Texas A&M tomorrow night.
Yes, that is at the Moody Center.
Yeah,
also,
man.
it's a 5 o'clock tip.
I won't see it.
I won't either. I'll guess Texas is going to be.
Texas is hot, man. They've won 2 straight. This is going to be a low key, really good basketball game.
Texas probably about a 3-point favorite in that game.
I would think just for being at home, but A&M had a nice. Well, they should have beaten. Who was it? We lost with a bad call. Was that Auburn where we got robbed?
Yep.
Tennessee. It was Tennessee where we got robbed. I think A&M's got a better basketball team just because of the way they play. It's stupid. But Texas is playing good right now, and they're at home. I like Texas to actually win that.
In a game nobody's really talking about, Kentucky and Tennessee. Kentucky's at Rocky Top. Both those teams not playing up to the usual standards.
Tennessee's let down.
So is Kentucky, quite frankly. Tennessee probably going to be around a 5.5 point favorite at home there. One other game I'm interested in this weekend is Virginia and SMU. I really like this Virginia team. I've watched them a couple times now, and they're really starting to figure it out. They're probably gonna be about a pick 'em at SMU. I think they're gonna beat SMU even on the road. Normally I'm looking for the home teams, but I think I'm gonna like Virginia this weekend in that one. And Duke goes out to Stanford. We just talked about Stanford. They knocked off North Carolina at home.
It wasn't even close, man.
And so be careful. There's a team that now beat Louisville.
I'm wrong
out there.
I was wrong about Stanford. They're better than I thought they were.
And they beat North Carolina out there. Now Duke's going out there, and Duke's probably going to be about an 11 or 12-point favorite. And just all I'm saying is watch out, because these travel spots that teams are unaccustomed to, it's a big deal, man. Flying all the way out to the West Coast from the East, trying to play a ball game. Yeah. That does it for us, friends. The Blitz comes up at 2. They will get you ready for the weekend. They'll do a good job, I bet. I bet they've prepared way better than we have.
Oh, yeah.
But they'll be ready to bring you the noise starting at 2. We will be back and do it all over again on Monday. See you guys then.